African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But not a brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people there wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a purebred.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby? I'm not no African.
Hey, so, Dama.
So many lies, so many lies. Hey, it's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, it's so many. Hey, it's so many. Yo, it's so many. Yo, it's so many lies. Look at my eyes, they know I'm the truth. Knocking them down every time I step in the booth. We ain't gotta lie, they know we the vibe, we living in proof. It's young conscious you, my life a movie, I live in a spoof. Ain't no sticking around, I'm on the move, I'm checking the dudes. Yeah, it's only us two, so you know we copping that coupe. We on the roof, smoking dope, look at the view. Yeah, we used to chill on the stoop, now we out here breaking the news. Hey, you really could do, cause we ain't got nothing to lose. We ain't switch side with no cruise, we just stayed out of the loop. Now we out here letting it loose, every shot we took it was swoosh. Gotta get it, ain't no excuse, ain't left to prove. Hey, yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies. Yo, it's so many, hey, it's so many, yo, it's so many.
Yeah, ask them a real question, yeah, I bet it's all lies. Hey, they won't cross that line for a fact that's offsides. Hey, too much penalties when they run this back, yeah, it's fines. Hey, could've been here with us, but we do not force no vibes. Hey, she gon' ride the whip and let me park it in the driveway. They just want the praise like the Yahweh. Getting so much bread, yeah, the ride way. We done already won, yeah, that's worth the ride way. But they still lying right through their teeth, and they still hiding behind many truths. They was D9, watch my every move, tell them keep trying. Leave that on scene, I ain't replying. Less I know you, that don't mean I'm Hollywood. That just mean I'm Hollywood. All y'all, I probably stood on no falls, all cause. More times I probably should. I don't know nobody like us. You see how much time it took.
Yeah, hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many lies. Hey, there's so many lies, so many lies, so many, so many. It's so many, hey, it's so many, yo, it's so many.
Hey, it's too many lies, hey. Yeah, ISO, Indies, Dama.
Hey y'all, hey everybody. So this, oh my God, I knew once I hit Twitter, it would do that. Um, I know. Hey, what's good, everybody? Howdy doody. Hey Copper. Hey Rodney, Donita. Hey
Thanks, sis.
now. Hey y'all. So today is Freaky Friday. Today I'm gonna leave politics alone. So anybody watching on Twitter, I might scare y'all half to death because I'm talking about our old supernatural stuff that y'all took away from us today. So today I'm leaving politics alone, the campaigning, and I want to get into something a little weird because I thought I was the only person that really thought like this because there was an empire over here before anybody came over here, and we were already here, and we were an empire here, and that's a fact. And a lot of my life I could not understand a lot of things when I was a very little girl. I couldn't understand. And when things, and I'm keeping it a buck. Hey Rodney. Hey Freedom Moon baby. Hey y'all. When you're a little girl, 5 and 6 years old, and I remember as far back as being 2 years old, sitting on my dad's lap. That's how far back I can remember. Um, and when you're a little kid, your mind travels. Many people call it daydreaming, and that's a fact. I did a lot of daydreaming, and I used to get in trouble in school for daydreaming. And I just don't think that that was something that the teacher should have gotten on us about if we were daydreaming, because you have no control over daydreaming when you're little like that. As long as you're sitting in your chair and you're behave yourself. But anyway, I remember Copper. And how you doing today? Anyway, Copper, beautiful.
I am doing well. Give thanks, sister. I cannot complain. Happy to be on this side of the dirt, like I had mentioned. Um, Loving the topic. It's Freaky Friday. Let's get there. I'm,
That avatar is so beautiful.
oh, I made it with the AI thing. I try to make a lot of them. They're real inspiring, and I show the grandkids and stuff. We got to get our minds back into who we came from. We have all this propaganda out here lying to us, thinking we're supposed to have some bones in our nose and, all these crazy artifacts that are supposed to be us. Man, come on, man.
Well, I decided to make it another little twist today, Copper. And I know that you are very deeply into our original culture and our original beliefs because I hear you speak a lot about it. And I find it very interesting, especially when you explain it. You have a very great way of being very descriptive when you speak. And that's not everybody can do that. And I really admire when you're speaking. I stay quiet and listen because a lot of the things you talk about is so interesting.
I thank you for that. I really do. I be skeptical sometimes because my mind does go up way deep sometimes, sis. We get these signals as women and thoughts in our minds while we're up and while we're sleeping. And I just like to say it out loud so it can be in the universe. These frequencies and words that we speak, we're reaching each other. Whether we believe it or not, we are reaching one another because we are syncing right now. And all the
Mm,
distractions, they getting really, really adamant on interrupting this frequency. I don't know if y'all can tell, but soon as
yeah.
we get on something good, here come all the roaches. They just swarm in the chat. They want to get on the panel, and I've been trying to save myself and guide my, I mean, protect my energy because I can feel it. I can feel when they come in to distract us, when they come in to tour the brothers from learning more about from whence we come. I can feel it. And I can tell the ones that know that I can feel it because they come
Mm,
straight at me.
mm. You know, I feel energy too, and I tend to stay away from it. And negative energy and jealous energy, for some reason, have a way of following its way to you. And I'm talking about humans. I'm talking about people when I say energies, because you got, good energies and bad energies. And a lot of energy, negative energy, seems to follow me through YouTube. And I actually don't like it. It irritates me so much. And sometimes, the ancestors, the way they work, because I've been learning and, a lot about the ancestors. I didn't study this about the ancestors when I was very young. I don't know how long ago you came into um, studying our original culture and the way we thought as a people. It seemed, well, based on your you know, descriptions and explanations, seems like you've been in it for a very long time.
Well, I have to be honest. When I started doing my genealogy, it got a little bit more serious. I was always into cosmology and the stars and the sky and the moon, of course, because the moon is our guide. Um, I have been in some spaces where, in my walk to get to this place I'm in now, where it was a patriarchal society or community, and they were deterring me away from what my subliminal was telling me I needed to, get deep into. So, you live and you learn. But once I started connecting the dots with my bloodline, I just kept getting all this intel. Even my daughters, and they would get up in the morning and tell me because, like, I don't mean to stop right now, but yesterday I heard someone say on that show with Smoke, oh, it was Sanchez. He said that we used to have in the morning after you dream, culturally, we would get up in the morning and tell one another about our dreams, like, and pick the one that seemed to be the one that we needed to focus on, out of the group. And I was like, wow,
Hmm.
I've been doing this since my children were little, and I didn't even know that was a cultural thing. So I just love learning something new every day. And this journey in finding myself is much bigger than just a self mission. So that's why I'm constantly reading. Reading is for the mental. And I've just always been curious about what is with the divide. Why do they want us, this specific people, to not procreate, to not love our men? You know what I'm saying? I just knew all along it's been something about us. And I relinquish.
Interesting. I pulled up the show from yesterday, but Brother Sanchez is into cosmos. I can never say the word right. Cosmetology
No,
and
that's the hair.
no, not here. Oh God, help me out here.
No T.
Cosmology.
That's right.
Very into that, and I just like listen when I like it when he's teaching it, when he's on his panel by himself, because when he's up there trying to deliver it to us, somebody always interrupt him, always. And I get so pissed because then they take his subject to somewhere else, and I think he noted that. And now he purposely, when he really starts to get in with his deep teaching, he is on the panel by himself, and he don't let nobody on until he's finished. Because I used to get so frustrated because I love to watch his lecturing when he's teaching about these cosmology, does this cosmology teaching. I say, bro, says just please don't let nobody on the panel. because we want to listen and they interrupting you and but I thought it was funny yesterday when he was on Smoke's channel because he was ready to get in. Um, not a coincidence. Not a coincidence ain't so bad. It's Shay Shun and YK that be carrying on like fools. But not a coincidence you could calmly talk to. I find that in him. But Shay Shun is the one with the terrible temper and baby tantrum. I don't know what's wrong with that kid. But he put their ass in a place yesterday. And I just want to share a little bit of it because he was breaking down the word Naga. And I really wanted to hear that because I'm not, real educated in the use of the word Naga and, and where it came from. And I was just so
Which the
pissed.
sister? I'm sorry, the sister Nanya Business.
Uh-huh.
She breaks down the significance of the Naga as well.
Oh, maybe
I would
she'll
love
pop
for her to
in
come.
and
Yes,
maybe she'll pop in and share with us because Nanya always she be in here a lot.
yes.
She,
She is
a lot.
she has a lot of wisdom.
She is very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very intelligent. Maybe one day she'll pop up. But I did send Bruce Sanchez the link. So maybe he'll pop on and give us a real breakdown quickly of where the word Naga rooted from in etymology. But I just want to show it so you can see how they were just so rude and maybe they could see themselves and how rude they are when somebody's trying to teach. But let me just play this little clip from Smoke Signals channel yesterday. It was a good segment, but they kept interrupting. The Smoke had to keep jumping in. But here it is, y'all. Let's listen for a minute.
The problem that the brother making, because he's saying, why didn't we say Indian power? He's saying we wasn't doing nothing that the Indians was doing. So that's why I'm a screen share real quick. Now check this out, right? Black and white are social statuses. Let me also shout out Taj Tariq Bey. Now check this out. So if you look up the word Negro 1550s, of course it's gonna get into just the word black and all that stuff. Now, the problem is the word nigger didn't come from the Spanish word negro at all. It may be related to it, but that's not its origins. So what is the origins of the word nigger? Here it is right here. And in Hindu mythology, the Naga were a race of serpent demons. But let me show you why this relates to black people though. And they always wanted to demonize black people's original spiritual system. So who were the Nagas? Not the Negroes, because they trying to say that just a bunch of black-skinned people when we come in red bone, on brown skin, copper color. It ain't just like leather black. So we know that the word black is a social status. But here's what the serpent people were. It were people that had souls. When we say that the black people are the soul man and that we are soul people, it means that not everybody on the earth got a soul. Some people can't connect to the universe. And when they said that we was when Columbus landed in America, he saw people that looked like me and you sitting down Indian style. That's why he thought we was Indians. He called us Nagas because we sat Indian style and crossed our leg like a serpent. Today we I don't know if static was that my mic? My bad. Oh, but yeah, so
Somebody probably unmuted. Go ahead though.
oh
You
yeah,
got it.
let me finish what I'm saying. Oh, people unmute when you say things they don't know because they think you're wrong. But oftentimes it's just something they don't know when they don't know every damn thing. So I ain't here to debate nobody. I'm here to give you information you ain't heard or known. Now, if you unmute your mic and say, well, I never heard that, then I did my job today. Hell yeah. What I look like showing up telling you some echo chamber, some shit you heard. So go and research what I said and get back with me. But if you ain't heard what I said before, you sure can't debate it. So I'm not here for niggas who want to maintain the status quo and mad because I'm saying something they never heard before. that don't make it wrong. It just means you never heard it before, bro. So like I was saying, right? The oldest forms of Buddha in Southeast Asia of black men, the black Buddha, the black god of Asia. And guess what? All over the Khmer Empire, something you need to research, because this show you the whitewashing of Buddha, just like with Christ. Buddha and the doggone dot on your forehead from the Indian people, that's a person who got their third eye open, that got a soul. Not everyone with a dot on their forehead got a soul. They can't even, some of these people, they can't even connect with the universe. Their pineal gland is closed. You are a being of light, a being that has a soul, the soul man. Why you think everybody copy you, bro? They've been following us as gods, and we knew how to get out of our body, just like the story of Buddha. So when Buddha is meditating in the tree, this is the story of you and me and the serpent knowledge that Adam and Eve learned in the Garden of Eden. The serpent wrapped around a tree. This was all talking about the serpent rising, or the Kundalini energy. So now they turned that serpent right there into Jesus Christ later on, what the Europeans did. And it's the first form of Christ on the cross was the serpent on the cross. They was into Satanism before Christianity. But that's a whole nother story. What Moses' religion was predate Christ. Who was on the cross before Christ? That serpent that they all worship. But
that's you, Jersey.
That wasn't no bad knowledge. They call it voodoo today. They cursed us. They burnt us, called us witches. The prophets were our ancestors, man. We had all the gifts of the people y'all read about in these religions. That was what we was into. They didn't understand it. They was like, it's witchcraft. How are they able to tell the future? Look at the Mayan calendar. The Mayan calendar go years into the future. They say is more accurate than anything these Europeans and scientists got. And that come from us, man. So when you look at the Olmecs, you see black people meditating. This was what we was doing before Christianity. Before we was getting down on our knees praying, we knew that we had a soul that can detach.
Land your plane, man. Land your plane.
And let me say something to Smoke real quick. Hey, Smoke, I don't be over here every day.
Here go the rude part right here. The rude shit that I can't stand. So y'all heard that, right? He just bust in there talking about land his plane. And Smoke wanted Brother Sanchez to teach about this. So y'all listen to his rude ass.
If Smoke think that I'm going too long, he can tell me. But the dude that just told me to land my plane, dude, I would land my plane right on your head if I was a pilot. Real talk, I would crash that bitch right on you, nigga. This ain't your channel, man. Fall back. Let Smoke.
Hey, don't let that nigga take me to the bottom of the pit, bro. Bro, go ahead. He don't agree.
I'm gonna let that nigga walk me right into hell. Cause guess what, bro? I sat back and let everybody speak. I knew that when I spoke, I was gonna go a minute because I'm gonna introduce something new.
Hold on, I'm gonna hold it right there. Now y'all know, I don't know. See, I'm a Brother Sanchez fan, and I watch him just about every time he come on. And the worst thing to do is interrupt him when he getting it in with his lecturing. And why did this fool do that? Oh, he gonna learn now.
I was just hoping Smoke didn't mind. I didn't care about you other niggas. This is his channel. I'm not over here all the time, nigga. If Dane Calloway was over here doing his thing, nobody would interrupt and tell him to land.
I'd have told Slim to land his plane too.
Yo, salute.
But I'll land my shit. If I'm going too long, I'll stop right there.
Hell no, go.
Nah, Sanchez, don't let that Pan African do that.
Listen,
don't finish that, because we're gonna be on here, bro. Listen, I'm telling you, bro.
I got you, Smoke. I'm a land. See, because Smoke ain't lying, bro. Smoke.
We're gonna build like what you, bro. We're gonna build like what you're saying, bro. Go ahead and continue.
Right,
give us the whole breakdown on this shit. I didn't heard you break it down before. I didn't heard you break it down a little bit before, but go ahead, give us the complete breakdown on it. We got time.
See, so now as you can see, This is Smoke's channel, and Smoke was into this. He really wanted to hear it, like all of us did, because I like to hear where the name nigger or Negro really results, originates from. That's something that we need to know. Why did we allow ourselves to be called Negroes, and where it rooted from? So I'm gonna play it some more. You're gonna still hear the rudeness, because these Pan-Africans don't like when the truth is being brought out. But here we go.
Yeah, the only thing I'm saying is this right here. They think our people original practice was voodoo, but it wasn't. This is voodoo right here. That what they was calling voodoo and witchcraft was the fact that we people with souls, because not everybody got them, dog. This is facts. Not everybody got what you got. And this is why you was put to death, why you was hung, it wasn't just because your skin was black. It was because you was doing things that was freaking them people out, bro. When they came in contact with the Olmecs and Mayans and shit, these people was predicting what's going to happen for the next week, and it happened. That would scare the hell out of you if you're a European and you're not familiar with the astral plane, spiritual stuff. All they knew was religion. We knew spirituality. Now we're religious, and you can't tell a nigga nothing about how great we used to be. We were the original prophets. But like I was saying, we had an empire bigger than Egypt. The Khmer Empire, right? It was like a part of the Indus Valley civilization. The word Indus comes from the word Hindus. When you say Hindus, you're dealing with Indus Valley civilization stuff. Indian is not related to them people that y'all talking about with them dots on their forehead. Indian is not a racial or ethnic identity. It is a spiritual identity. It's no different than me calling you a Christian or a Muslim. If I call you an Hindu or an Indian, I'm saying that you partake in this particular spiritual system right here that black people once was our original system. We created Hinduism. We created Buddhism and Jainism. They're not telling you that. When Columbus landed here,
where y'all created it at? In America?
Ask that again. My bad. I didn't hear you.
I said, where y'all created Hinduism at? In America?
It wasn't called America during these times, though. These are new terms. We got to understand that a lot of the terms we using for geographics today, the maps was totally different then.
So where did they create that over? Oh, so they, all right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
so
No
check
words.
it out.
No words.
I got you. So
they created it on this landmass. Hinduism started on this landmass, is what you're saying?
I'm about to go into that right now. So check it out, right? Hinduism started from the Indus Valley civilizations, just like they telling you Christianity, Freemasonry, all of that started from Egypt. But here's something I want to point out to you. When we say it started from there, I can't even be definitive to tell you that. This is what they say, right? But I often question what they say. Let me go to some real quick though.
So the Indus Valley's in America. The Indus Valley's in America.
No, the ideologies of the Indus Valley people, what we find, it had expanded beyond the Indus Valley, just like the Niles Valley spiritual concepts with Egypt today and all the other ones. So, and what we're finding though, and I'm gonna be honest, I argue that I don't think it comes. See, what I'm presenting as an Aboriginal is that I'm arguing with science. I'm saying this didn't come from the Indus Valley. It come from the Mississippi River and the Colorado River, and that the Olmecs were the teachers of how the first spiritual systems and getting out the body and all of that. And that's what Columbus found out. Why he thought he was in India, because he saw people meditating and doing what the Indians was doing. Now the question is, did the people here learn it from India, or did the Indians learn it from the people here? I think that it's told in reverse, and that the Olmecs and Mayans were the teachers of the world. And I'll give you one point to make me think that the Mayan calendar is the most accurate calendar that they say exists right now, besides the Vedic system and all that. And that's right here in Mesoamerica. So that make me think if the calendar that come from here was more accurate than the people in the Indus Valley and in India and all that, then guess what? I would say they learned how to meditate from us, and they learned how to pray from the invader, because we wasn't praying. We was meditating. We was on a deeper spiritual system. And the statues showed it. You won't find no statues in America of people on their knees praying. You'll find niggas that look like Gucci Man, sing Indian style with their eyes closed.
Wow.
I gotta ask you, Sanchez.
Oh, it didn't come from
Can I ask you something, man? Have you been watching my channel? Because I got every point you made, I have
while they said he stole it.
I'm like, this dude watching my chat. Every one you just made, I got a video on it on my channel, man.
Hey,
and
I've been doing videos on this for a minute. And guess what? Listen, this is the missing knowledge of the Aboriginal community on why the Pan-Africans think they most smarter than us, because they don't realize how advanced the Olmec and Maya was. They taught the Egyptians.
So Columbus was speaking Sanskrit?
I don't know what the hell he was speaking, but I know what he saw.
So
I know when Columbus got off his ship that he saw motherfuckers sitting Indian style practicing what he saw in India.
So if you don't know he's using,
and so
if you don't know he's
I don't
Sanskrit,
listen,
how is
when
he
I speak,
using the word
I
Naga?
tell you what, when I speak, I tell you what I do know, not what I don't know. And if you want to deal with what I do know, now we're talking.
I want to deal with what you do know.
Stuff, right?
I do want to deal with what you do know. So you said Columbus used the word Naga.
No, I didn't say that. I said that the people that he confronted, they wouldn't have called themselves niggers like Columbus and his European dialect.
He didn't call them niggas.
The word Naga is what.
Let me just say this. Let me say this. Sanchez cooking right now. Keep cooking. I've been pushing these same
Let me holler at that brother real quick.
He definitely cooking.
I'm not saying Columbus used the word Naga. I'm saying that the European who made the word nigger, such like nigger, you know, all that. I'm saying he was actually taking a word that we already had and making it into like a mockery or whatever. Is my point. Now, I think Columbus was a slave master who would have called you a nigger too. So that was just me guessing that maybe he was.
The word nigger wasn't all right. So you saying that the indigenous people in America was speaking Sanskrit?
Nigga, when did I even mention the word?
Because the word Naga, that's where the word comes from. That's where the word comes from. It's not,
dude. The word come from Hindu mythology,
which is from Sanskrit.
Okay, it's from Sanskrit. Now, guess what though?
Hey,
I don't speak. Hold up, let me speak. I don't speak Sanskrit, but I'm saying the word Naga. That don't mean I know Sanskrit, but guess what? It don't mean that I know Chinese language because I'm calling a person an Asian. I don't gotta know a person language to call them. Hold up, you cut me off. You cut me off, bro. Listen what I'm saying. I'm telling you that the people of this land had a name that they was known by, and they had many titles. One of the names of these people were Nagas, and the knowledge that they had expanded beyond America. It's places named after this word: Nagasaki, Nigeria, Niger. All is this word older than
none of those places in America.
I know that. No, that's what I'm telling you, that the people had expanded beyond America. That's called the Khmer Empire.
Show us the tribe of people that called themselves
Naga. That's what I'm telling you.
That's what I'm trying to
show us the tribe of people that called themselves Naga.
Okay, if you will be quiet, that's what I'm trying to do now.
We've been quiet.
Check what you asking questions. When you ask questions, you got to be more quiet than you talk. And the person,
but it's just been one question. And you're still not answering.
Still talking though. How am I answer if you talking, dude? And when you ask a question, just be quiet. Let it be answered. Don't do nothing else.
Yeah, a lot of these, hey, bro, Sanchez, a lot of these guys ain't gonna be able to understand this.
You don't even believe in Columbus because stop it. Bro.
Listen, they don't know that this culture.
Every day you say Columbus.
Hold on. Let me speak. Don't nobody speak for me. Let me tell you what I'm saying, niggas. So I agree with everything the nigga just said. Shout out to bro Sanchez. He said he believed all this shit came from the Great Mississippi, and then in reverse went to the Eastern Hemisphere to show the superiority.
Believe.
You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing else that you got to say. I agree with. I've been talking about it.
You know what? Here's my thing, though, right? I'm making beliefs based upon facts. And that's what the mind should do, because we don't know everything. And when we get to the point where we don't know, we make beliefs and we research and try to prove or disprove the beliefs. My mind ain't doing that wrong. So my thing is this right here. If you think that the white man in power know more about you, then you can figure out on your
has
own.
nothing to do with that. That's a good deflection,
Bro,
brother Sanchez.
you
said I just want to see the facts.
Why
That's
can't
all.
I finish talking though, bro?
Bro, I haven't been able to say two words. I haven't been able to see 2 words, but go ahead. I want to see the facts. Go ahead. It ain't about you neither. We just want to see the facts. It's about the facts. Go ahead. Show the facts.
It's about if a person is asked a question, how adults behave.
You're not even answering the question, though. That's the whole thing.
Hey, I'll
just show the
holler at
facts.
y'all, man. I'ma holler at you, bro. I'm gonna let this dude have his show. It's your show. You running shit. I'm out. I ain't here to argue. I just came to build with everybody, bro.
I hear you. But Sanchez,
yeah, I'm out, man.
I meant that.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, this shit. I ain't know, bro.
He gone. Did he leave? Come on, hey.
My thing is this, though, bro.
No, he ran because he
can't
answer the question.
If you ain't smoking,
Check it out, man.
Hold on, let me just.
I'm leaving because I'm about to cuss. I'm about to get out of character and start like really turning up on homeboy. Because one thing I'm not gonna do is have a nigga ask me a question and keep talking after his question mark. Nigga, that question mark mean that hole under your nose. That motherfucker need to close after the question mark, dude. Like
Sanchez, he was getting really pissed. He was trying to hold his composure. Now, Sanchez, if y'all know Sanchez, he came a long way because before you didn't even get a chance with Sanchez. He just ripped you real quick. But dudes they're very rude. Sanchez barely comes over here in our community, because he be doing his own thing on his own channel. But, he took out time to come to Smoke's channel because me and Smoke, all of us, we watch Sanchez. So I was, at that point, my stomach was hurting so bad from laughing because I know how Sanchez would get because he's trying to give this man the answer and they just won't be quiet. They're terrible.
I don't know who you think I am, my guy, but fuck your question. I don't want to answer no more of his questions. Don't you ask me nothing else, nigga. Don't say shit else to me, bro. I'll deal with everybody else on the call, but that nigga, bro. I will stay Smoke under one rule. Don't let that man say nothing to me for the rest of the show, and I won't say nothing to that man. Deal, Smoke. Now, if he can't keep that deal, that nigga's a fan then, bro. You thirsty for me to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you no more, my man. You can deal with other people, and I'll deal with the panel. But you can leave me alone from here on out, my nigga. Real talk, bro. I don't like the way you moving. I don't like the way I don't know who you think I am or none of that, bro. So just leave me alone, man. I'm gonna leave you alone too, and much love to you, bro. Sorry it went this way. Maybe next time we'll get off on a good foot, but much love. I think it's best me and you don't deal with each other, my nigga. And we can turn it over to Smoke.
All right, but you made a claim that the
same man still talking to me after I told him don't talk to me.
He was passing it to Smoke, brother. Your name not Smoke.
Right, bro. Don't be a stalker. I said.
AP, why you coming up here like somebody attacking somebody, bro? Don't make the conversation.
I said leave me alone, bro. Don't say nothing else to me, though, bro. What's wrong with you, my nigga?
You wasn't talking to me.
Oh, I'm
sorry. We
trying
to see what Smoke got to say, bro.
This
We're gonna let you eat. We're gonna let you eat.
Right, this is what y'all gotta understand. This is what y'all gotta understand. When you ask somebody a question and you don't even like the beginning of the question, just let him finish the goddamn answer.
Yo, Smoke.
You know what I'm saying? Then after he finished the answer, maybe you can ask another question.
That's all I'm saying.
Smoke. In the middle of his damn, you can't challenge a nigga in the middle of his damn answer, bro.
Right.
Yo,
and then you say I'm not answering it when you cut me off.
Right.
Like that's annoying. Appreciate you, Smoke.
Smoke signal. When he was,
what's up?
I let the man talk about at least 15 minutes before I said anything. But I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. I wasn't cutting him off. I was just asking.
You're right. He got. But I'm saying, look,
I wasn't. But it's all good. I ain't gonna run him off. I know y'all want him here, so I ain't gonna run him off. I ain't gonna say nothing to the men. But
this
I wasn't cutting nobody off like that. But y'all
what I'm
got
saying
it.
is I authorized him to give us a thorough breakdown onto the Naga shit. Because he agreed with me on the
And
Naga
nobody
nigga.
interrupted on that.
Let me ask you something, Smoke. He's saying he ain't interrupt me, Smoke. But how was everybody else mic muted but his? If I'm talking, how am I keep on being he's saying, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this video back and review when he kept interrupting me because the nigga lying. Because Smoke, it's your show and your mic was even muted. The nigga was saying I'm taking too long. I'm like, damn, let's Smoke.
Now that was me. That was
I
me.
never
That was
said
me.
that.
That
I
was
never
me.
said
That was
that. See,
me.
you got people confused.
Hold
I
on,
never
hold
said
on,
that.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
That was me, Smoke.
When I'm screen sharing, I don't see the avatars, but both of them brothers sound like the same dude.
They both look. They both from
New Jersey, New York.
They both from the we Africans perspective. So you advocating for nigga or anything started in America, don't trigger them. We used to this type of conduct. You might not be used to it, but we used to it. I'm just saying.
We're not triggered. Smoke, we're not triggered though. But
what I want them to understand.
I've done this for.
So I'm just gonna stop it there. But I just I just didn't get a real understanding of what he was trying to explain. So I'm just gonna have him come to my channel and explain it because I was really into what he was teaching. But that's how it went. But as you can see, the distractions from the Pan Africans, it's just foul. So hey 111 Truth, Jersey left. You come back, Jersey. I took it off, but anyway, I really want to get into, and yes, that was a great bill. I really want. Oh, maybe he left me a message. Gotta stir some pots. Oh, he's okay. She gotta stir pots. She'll be back. So
I'm back, sis. I'm back.
I never really got into the understanding, of it. But anyway, let's get into today's segment. So, hey, C. Moses. So, being a kid, my mind would travel a lot. And I didn't understand it as a kid. People called it daydreaming. But as becoming an adult, I learned that it's astral traveling through Brother Sanchez. That's exactly what it is. And I always was able to, even the way I go about life, when I'm thinking, I'm like, and I don't know if everybody don't have this or don't use it, but I'm like 10 and 20 years ahead of my time when I think. It's like I leave and I really go there and I'm handling everything I need to handle and then I come back. And I've been going through that since I was a kid. They call it what do you call it? Thoughts, something to do with thoughts, racing thoughts. But it's not. It's really astral traveling. Seriously, people are literally diagnosed with racing thoughts. And it's not racing thoughts, especially if you in another time, beyond time, and you're actually seeing yourself physically doing something like handling, taking care of business or whatever it is. And then you're interrupted by somebody calling you and you're back. It's racing thoughts. They diagnose it as racing thoughts, but that's astral traveling. Does anybody on the panel know anything about astral traveling? Or do they even believe in it? Y'all got it.
Jersey, you want to speak first? No, he must be driving. Well, disclaimer. Eat the meat, spit the bones, and collect the gemstones. Nothing that I say is to be found true other than to me.
Facts.
Fair use. I don't know enough about it, so I won't speak on it, but I definitely believe in it. And these spaces when we are like in a daze or in deep thought while our eyes are open. Yes, girl, we be in other realms, checking out the scenes. I have always believed that. Even though it seems spooky at times, we as women, we have intuition. We can tell when our children are in harm before they even know anything about it.
Yes.
We can make them aware of things before things have happened. So I have known that I was magic for a long time, especially when I became a mother. All of that stuff just heightened. I went into protection mode like a gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
When I had grandbabies, it even got more extreme because I got to protect more of my bloodline. So our ancestors, they was doing the same thing, and we are
Yes.
made up of them. We are their genetic remake, okay? So we are a product of what they've had in their past, all their feelings, all their triumphs, all their struggle. That's us. We made up of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you call out your third great grandmama name, she'll listen to you. She'll come in your dreams and tell you things that she was doing, stuff she went through. Your great 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 grandfather, you'll have war stories. I'm having them now. The reason why, when I started digging in my genealogy and finding all those military records and land lot records, I start having dreams, pushing me to keep digging, keep digging. You're going to find something else. And sure enough, you keep on finding things. So yes, I believe in it. I believe in an intuition, and I know we are magic. That's why we the reason for the season right now.
Yeah. Yep. So men have intuition too. Astral projection, you know, on its most simplest form, everybody's astral projection as we know it right this second right now. Because you gotta look at us as projection boxes. You know the thing that you it has a lid on it, but when you turn it on, it goes to projection screen. I forgot what the things are called. Y'all know what I'm talking about when people do the PowerPoint presentations. You know what I'm talking about?
When you say that again, because you're breaking up a little bit. You got on your headphones? He in a bad area.
I'm in the woods.
Oh, wow.
I'm in the
you're in the woods. Damn.
Wow.
Try it again, Jersey.
I even believe that things like that happen because we're getting these truths.
See, Moses said it's a projector.
Oh yeah, projector. Yeah, projector. So mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so imagine us as a projector, right? And everything inside of us, right, is what's about to be shown on the screen. When we open up our eyes, it's similar to us turning on that projector, and everything being shown on the screen. So what's inside you is going to project in reality. You understand? So when you got your eyes closed, it's almost as similar as the projector being off. But when you open up your eyes and you see all of this stuff, now you are projecting. You're projecting what's inside of you. Now, astral projection is as far as the sleep version thing, where you go outside your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you ever had sleep paralysis, right? When you have sleep paralysis, your eyes is open, but you can't move. What's going on right there is your soul is trying to come back to your body, your spirit, your spiritual form is trying to come back to your body, and you can't move your body until your spirit has completely aligned with your body. Now you can move again. You understand? But what was going on? You was astral projecting through your spiritual body form. You understand? So
yes,
we have different forms of sleep. You got lucid dreaming, right? Astral projecting, and different brain waves could initiate these different forms of sleep, like REM sleep. It's something called REM sleep. Look it up. REM sleep is when you really get your good rest, like your whole body shut down and you really go into the dream world. As far as astral projecting go, right? The best way to astral project is to lay on your back, because for some odd reason your spirit don't want to leave your body unless you're on your back. You know what I'm saying? And you always usually enter this stage between you nodding off. Oh shoot. Yeah, so when you nodding off, right? And then you find yourself going to sleep out of nowhere. What's going to happen is everything that you fell asleep around is going to either be rearranged or changed in color, and you're going to now you have entered the astral realm, and there's different things inside the astral realm that cannot hurt you, and you will see a cord on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be too long with it. I hear somebody about to talk. Y'all got it.
Okay, so when you mentioned that sleep paralysis, hey C Moses, hey Bright Modizi, you couldn't move, and a lot of us get scared. They would say that's the witch riding you, riding you. Is that
No,
true?
that's no, it's
But
not
you heard
true.
of that, right? When
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't
Some people
move.
say it's a demon. Some people say it's a witch. Some people say you cursed or something. Like all that stuff is not true at all. Some people think that your body is messed up or whatever. All that's not true. Your spirit animates your body, and your spirit also animates the clothes that you wear every day too when you put them on. You animate yourself. You animate reality because you project the reality. But when you sleep and you can't move, your spirit has to come back into your body fully. It's like putting on a sock or it got to go into the groove. Everything got to go into its right position.
Oh, he must have been
Back
getting ready to tell
a
something
lot of
good.
people don't
He
need it.
must have been was telling
Oh,
something good because we ain't hear nothing he say.
Right.
They
damn,
cut it
man.
right
It's like this
off. They
every
cut it
single
right
time.
off. It's like soon as you say the good part, that's when it cut right off.
No coincidences, just incidences.
See? So let's wait till you get in a better area, Jersey. That's all. Because
If I can,
I want to hear. Oh, go ahead, honey.
if I can piggyback on what he said, about shit, I wrote it down. Let me see. Oh yeah, he was talking about the projector. Oh, that was some good information to put it in layman's terms on what's going on. And now all the things that they have made, like all these electronics and stuff, now you can see how they used humans to make these devices. You know what I'm saying? Like he just explained projection. And that's how they made a projector, probably. Just,
Yes.
Studying the human and things like that. And then when he said, oh my goodness, girl, I got so much stuff written down. Let me go back. Oh, when he was saying that when you asked him about how they call it witchy and they want to make it seem like it's a bad thing when you have these.
Yeah, when I was little, they said that's a witch riding you.
Right.
And you
I
can't
think
get
that
up.
those were ways to make us not want to look into our real ability spirituality wise, because matriarchy is spiritual, and that's what happened. Whoever came here, because I'm not the history buff in the community, I'm all over the place with that, so I tend to listen to those that are more influential in that part. But to me, when they came with the Bible, and we all know the Bible's very patriarchal, all the religions really, so that's where the breakup came. They wanted us to go from spirituality to that text, which was nothing to do with spirituality, and they spooked it out with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But hold
Hey,
on, let me
see
say this
Moses.
though. Y'all can hear
Oh,
me?
okay, go ahead.
I can't.
Yeah, go. Yeah, we can hear you. And then see Moses will go after you. Go ahead, Jersey.
Oh, no, you know what? I'll let C Moses go, and then I want to comment to what she said after C Moses go. Go ahead.
I think it's gonna be right in line with what you were saying. What's up, Sister Bethy? Thank you for
Hey.
I see Moses.
How you doing, Copper Goddess? I guess it's gonna be right in line with what we're talking about. Is the projector part was what got me to come up, because I was listening to what who I don't know, it was Smoke's channel, and everybody started arguing,
And that was Brother Sanchez.
Brother Sanchez, and he was arguing with two people, but they were both kind of projecting, and I'm just use that the same type of thing because they didn't like what he was projecting. And that's what they were saying, that it was triggering them. So we use these different catchphrases of, oh, and then when you use the word trigger, somebody gets triggered. Oh, I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered. But the reason they can't just sit back and let him speak is because the image that he's painting goes so much against, I don't know if it goes against their beliefs or what they're honestly capable of wrapping their head around. They can't let him finish his sentence or finish the build. And that's why they always come in these different panels and they try to bring it down and just deflect and have you go this way because they don't like the image that's being painted, even though it's positive, it's uplifting, it's enlightening. There's a lot of stuff. That's why, I mean, even here when Jersey was speaking, we can let somebody finish. You can talk, you can have your whole thing. I sit back, I listen, I have my own thoughts. I'm projecting, I have my own images that come to mind but it's certain types of people that often come from a certain camp that cannot let you finish. They have to tear it down once they see where this is headed. And I don't know if I think that it's a spiritual thing that we got to call out and realize that's where they're coming from. They can't allow it to be done they can't allow this train to go where it's headed.
Yes, I said the same thing.
Well,
I'm sorry.
No, you okay? So everything in life got an instruction to it. You feel me? Everything has a code to it. Everything got some way how to work with it. You feel me? When it comes to Sanchez, if you approaching him in disagreement, you just gotta ask him for a debate. You know what I'm saying? Or ask Smoke. I would have asked Smoke this. I would have said, hey, can I debate him? Or set up a debate. I want to engage in a conversation with him because I know how Sanchez is. You feel me? Everybody's wired a certain way. You gotta respect that. You gotta work with people. If people hate what they don't understand. So a lot of people don't understand each other, and then sometimes they get to the point where they start overstanding instead of understanding. We gotta come to a sound, mature resolution because we adults and then people's watching sometimes, and then also we're teaching each other. So we gotta know be the example for good communication because communication rules a nation. Sometimes people say conversation rules a nation, but you can't conversate without communication, right? So what I was about to say about the Bible actually does speak about astral projection, right? It doesn't have them words in it, but whenever you see in the Bible, oh, I was in the spirit when I seen this. Oh, I was in the spirit when I did this. They were literally in the spirit. They were out of their body. There's a person named John the Revelator, right? And Revelations was about John the Revelator seeing the end of the damn world, but he was outside of his body. He was in the spirit when he seen it. The differences between the biblical people and the occult, or not the occult, but the dark, I don't know what to call anybody. I guess occult, right? The occult people. The difference between them two is that the Bible doesn't promote inducing astral projection. It doesn't say, listen, I want you to induce this, and then so you could go out your body, you could control it. No, God always took someone out their body. You know what I'm saying? He did it at his time, so he had control. They gave God the permission and stuff to do them things, So it does actually speak about these things. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go so deep into the freaking woods, the area I'm in, like I'm inside Ohio on the highway. They keep cutting me off.
Well, wait till you get in a good area and then you could go in. Anybody else wanted to say something before? Wait, Jersey, we'll be here a little while. So we'll hear you, but go ahead, Moses, and then Copper.
Yeah, I was just seconding that. Like the Bible, when I read it, certain parts of it, I definitely astral project right after. Or like I'll have like a crazy dream, and it's not, I don't even like using the word crazy, but it's just something that is very spiritual. So that book and just what is the messages, I just think that it is in line with truth and what we're getting at in terms of the differences between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. Now, the way some people try to bring one into the other and walk it out with whatever level of grace that they either have or don't have. I don't want to get into the specifics, but I definitely think the Bible and the overall message is on a spiritual realm. So it shouldn't really, it's not like either or. It's not like, oh, you're tapping into, you're doing magic or you're talking about manifesting. That's that new spirituality. It's like there's messages in that is all, I think, from our spiritual and highest self that you can tap into when reading the Bible. Or not everybody needs to read the Bible. At least I don't. That's not what I'm trying to get to. But I just think that it's there. It's the spiritual side of the Bible is there for sure.
Definitely.
Okay.
Which verse?
No, go ahead. Hold on 1 second. I want to ask a question to y'all. Okay, so in terms of, okay, we always say that, everybody believes that that there is a God, whether we call him God or a supreme being with supernatural abilities, okay, existed or exists. And here in this empire, from what I'm learning in history, there were the people here, our ancestors or whatever, were those beings with those powers. They had more so supernatural powers and abilities that other species, may I say, don't have.
Right.
And all of a sudden we get a book. Okay, we'll call it the Bible, or we'll call it any religious book, whether it's the Bible or whether it's the Quran or whatever books are out there that they make, that speaks of this supreme being that no one can see. However, it had to be a time where these beings and these angels and these forces, which I say had to be our ancestors, because who else was here that had these powers? And I sit down and I ask myself, okay, something happened where this empire or the former beings that were here, powers were suddenly lost. Now, I see it because this landmass was invaded. I guess I'm asking, were if this is our empire and we're here, and I don't know how to ask this question, could it be that the original people of this land's supernatural powers have been suppressed by medicines that are given to them at birth, such as things such as vital teeters? May I ask? I'm asked. This is just a question I'm asking. Could that be the substance that suppresses those powers from reoccurring in particular bloodlines? I ask that because I've never seen something done so quick after the birth of a child. Okay, we got to hurry up and give them these. Right. And so I guess that's why I'm asking, could those be the what do you call it? The force or the weapon that suppressed the babies from their natural powers reoccurring? I'm just asking this question because I've never heard of any intake of medicine through the body, through the skin, until the arrival of people not from this land. What are your thoughts about that? I know that was long, but
no,
I
it's
was trying to give my story.
Clear, and I'll take a first shot. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Anybody could get it.
I don't think so, only because like I feel like I have some of these powers, and I feel like we have some of these powers. So I think that's an attempt to suppress it, but I don't think they're capable of doing it. So I think that's a part of like, once you realize what they're attempting to do, you start to call these things out that you don't need. And maybe it definitely minimizes it to an extent. But I don't think they have the solution to wipe them out. I don't think they're capable of it. I think they want that type of power, but I don't think they're capable of it, just because of how much magic we still do create, despite all of the things that they're throwing at us. And I think the biggest thing is mental.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead, Sister Betty.
I was thinking that that's where it comes from, the mental, the supernatural powers. Like when I hear supernatural power, you hear in the Bible. Now, I don't read the Bible anymore like I used to, but when God, that no one can see, let there be light, and there was light. It's just light came. So we spoke it and it happened. And has that power and ability been taken away from the beings that were created in that being's image and liking and whatever? You know, the angels. I mean, are we could be the falling angels, but were our powers suppressed as falling angels? This is what I asked because there's other things I want to say, but y'all can answer that.
No, can I answer?
Please, anybody, I don't care.
See, Moses, I concur with what you said. I think that these vaccines are an attempt to lessen our ability.
Use other words like instead of that, say the okie dokie.
Okay, the okie dokie. I think it's something to lessen our abilities. I also like to say that we as a people have been pushing away from these things for a long time, historically. You know, Tuskegee, that began a lot of skepticism. So we weren't really a people that were into it, but they started putting these regulations on us. Like, for instance, your child couldn't go to public school, and things like that. So they started forcing us to do it. But I think it's not working, but they're coming with more and more faster, right? Because when you look at the schedule of these things, there's more and more than when it was when we were born. You know, Sister Bethy, we didn't have to get so many in so little bit of time. But now these babies are having to have almost, I can't even count anymore, but so many, and in a little bit of time. And that's where I think they're trying to really mess up something, because they just keep coming with more and more. And if I could say, going back to the religious thing and matriarch, now we know that the matriarch in the female is the XX chromosome, and when you lay the cross down, it's a XY. I mean, it's an X as well. So in my own mind, in my own discoveries and readings, I can tell that they have hijacked the X with the cross, and the medicine with the snake on the cross is a representation of this country, which is a Maru Khan, and a Maru means winged serpent. Our medicines from our people were from nature and from the power and abilities that we had. And I think all of that is a mockery. You know how when it's medicines come from the earth, but they cut it, right? They cut it with the chemical. So I think that the medical industry and pharmaceutical industry are a mockery of old medicines past, old wives' tales, old indigenous healing perspectives. And I give the mic up.
Yeah, so as far as them coming over here and suppressing us, whether it be jabs, anything like that, yeah, that could be true, because your body, when it's working at 100%, and when you work it out, when you work out your mind, you work out your body, you work out your spirit, then you can be able to get in touch with yourself to discover some of these skills. Some of these skills are clairvoyance, right? Clairvoyance, if you look it up, Sister Beth, you pull it up. That's when you tap into that spiritual realm and you're able to see in the future, or you're able to your intuition become through the roof. You might have clear audience, right? You may have a spiritual sense of smell, right? Be able to hear certain things, and that might trigger your intuition. You know, these are spiritual gifts that everybody has. In astrology, if you're a water sign, you're more likely to have a spiritual gift more than the other elements of the signs, right? If you're a Pisces, if you are a Scorpio, or if you're a Cancer, you're more likely to have these type of experiences and gifts. Or if you got planets inside your chart, inside water signs, you might have some gifts. You know what I'm saying? Now, just because you get the vaccines or you eat the wrong food or
Say the okie dokie.
Oh, sorry
Instead
about
of
that.
no, that's
Sorry about that.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you do ingest some of these parasites or aliens that come and try to take over invade your body, you can still do remedies and do other things to reactivate your spiritual gifts. It's not over once you're born or whatever. You can still reactivate. Yeah, sometimes some things get the job done and they kill off the your connection, right? But I don't think it's over because you the manifest of your life. And as far as the Bible go, right? And hoodoo, there's something called hoodoo, not voodoo, hoodoo. Hoodoo actually is in alignment with the church in a way. You know, some people have taken hoodoo and aligned it with the church, and what they did was they discovered spells through vibrational and words through the books of Psalms and other books, because there's scriptures that say angels hearken unto the word, meaning that when you read the word, angels come near you. You know, but whatever works for you at the end of the day, right? If I pray and I get blessed and I give the credit to glory to God, and you say, "Oh, that was just your placebo, it's just a placebo effect," and I say, "Well, you can't prove me wrong." You can't prove me wrong, and I can't prove you wrong if it's placebo effect. It cancels each other out. And then you say, "Well, pray again. Let's see what happens," and then I get blessed again, right? If you still don't believe me, that's not your fault. That's not my fault. We can't do nothing about that, you know. So, it just you can still open up these gifts at the end of the day. I study Vedic astrology. There's remedies. You can sleep towards the south. You can become vegetarian for certain. You can do certain things to reactivate these things. People still believe in the pineal gland thing or whatever. Shambhavi mudra. If you look this up, it's when your eyes become white. You look at your so-called third eye. I think that the third eye is in the back of your head, and I could show that. I could show that too. But if you look up in your third eye, your eyes turn white, and that right there is the most strongest form of meditation. And this is coming from my boy Masters of Earth, right? If you look at Masters of Earth. But Shambhavi Mudra, you can see that in all ancient Asian and even some in African depictions, ancient depictions. People that have white eyes. You know, a lot of superheroes have white eyes within the mask, you know? All right, man, I'm long-winded.
Okay. So, Donita, I know you were trying to get in before you fall off. You must have been in bad areas.
I kept getting kicked out. I guess it didn't particularly want me to be a part of that subject that you guys were having.
Oh, I certainly didn't do that. I could tell you that.
I know it wasn't you. I'm just saying that's what was going on my end.
Hey, Donita.
Hey, girl, can you still hear me? Because my phone is acting all crazy right now.
Yeah, we can hear you real good.
Okay,
real
that's good. I don't know. I just always have problems with that basic instruction before leaving Earth book. That book they call the Bible.
Me too.
Only because of who wrote it. I mean, the people that got together and wrote it. It was a group of them, right? Roman Catholics, a poet with William Shakespeare, right? Was one of them, right? What version are we talking about specifically? Because there's about 1,000 books out there.
The revision.
Which one are we talking about specifically? Because I'm gonna need the truth not to be. The interpretation is a problem for me. And if you're going to interpret what's supposed to be God's word, I'm gonna need to see some footnotes on the bottom because I'm just saying.
Yeah, I
Where the
get it.
footnote? And then every other creature on this earth don't need no instructions before leaving this earth. Like the birds know they got to do bird shit. Ants know they got to do ant shit. They don't need no instructions. They just go do it. Why do people need instructions? As if they don't know right from wrong. Oh, that's right. Hate is taught, right? Or is that how it goes?
All right, but some of these, I hear you, but I'm curious to know: do you believe all people know right from wrong, just off rip?
No, I
Or
think
do
that
they need to be
I
taught?
think there's a balance to it. I think if you have there's a balance to good and evil. I think there's a balance. I don't. Yeah, I do.
So
I believe that the Bible was hijacked from some women who wrote actually spells, the story, all about the medicines, and I think that they were hijacked by the said group of men. Men, we know that that's a fact. So they say men that wrote the Bible.
So if
I'm
we
okay. Oh, go ahead, Moses, and I'll
that's
go
my
after
last thing.
you.
So if we were to take away the word the Bible, and if we were talking about a certain part of, say, the book of Hebrews or a certain part of Proverbs that had wisdom in it, would you still not appreciate the message? Because I could understand how the Bible gets a bad rap because of the years that have gone by and the way people have kind of set maybe, I don't know, just misinterpreted it. But if you understand it as like there's 66 different books, and in these different books, some are letters to certain people, some are the Psalms and the Proverbs, the Ecclesiastes. Like if you appreciate each book by itself, some of them are really, they're deep and they're like important to, I think, to enlighten the
You're really
mind.
interesting. Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not
Is it the
debating if the
Bible
stories are
itself and how
interesting.
when they came together and how they try to put that down your throat? Or is it, even if you were to separate it, even the different messages of some of the letters, you still don't even like some of those stories?
First of all, why did they go through such great lengths to rewrite it over 1,000 times? One, it's copywritten. Number two, the devil got to tell you what he's doing, so maybe he decided to put it in the book. Who knows? Number three, even Wikipedia got updates. The Bible ain't got no updates. God ain't talked to nobody else since Moses, Jesus. I'm just saying. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me at all. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense that this book that just came out of nowhere, that my parents said, "Here, take this book because you got to follow, because that's what they told us to do." And now we supposed to all this running line, just follow it, looking for this creature in the sky, and he's not in the sky. Did I say he? It could be a she, and I think the God is within you.
That's what it says.
Hey,
so here's what
After it tells you to kill your firstborn, after it tells you to do all this other stuff, but then it tells you all that to just say, and it could just say, just the God is in with you. But it tells you to go kill your firstborn. It tells you to do all this evil stuff in the Bible. And when I look through the Bible, because I've been to Catholic school, I've been a 5%er, I've been a Muslim, I've been everything, because that's how I grew up. I grew up in a house with atheism, all of it. I had it all around me. And at the end of the day, I came out being none of it because it's all man-made and it's all fuckery. Excuse my language.
Let me say this real quick. Everything is man-made. The word Bible is not inside the Bible. The basic instructions before leaving Earth, that's not even inside the Bible.
No, it's not.
There's instructions. There's instructions all around the world. We can't say that people don't need instructions. As far as the Bible being,
Donita, you got to close your YouTube window. The YouTube, just leave the StreamYard open. So
okay.
I'm gonna mute your mic, and then you got to scroll and close the YouTube, and just stay in StreamYard.
What? This is the thing, right? People do bad things, and then whatever they're connected to gets the blame for it. If you have a witch over here that's literally killing kids and aborting them or killing them or doing something crazy, and I'm talking about a man or female witch, right? People sometimes call it a warlock, but they're both witches at the end of the day. Or let's say a voodoo or any other religion, Buddhist or whatever. People are going to say, oh, Buddhism is wrong, witchcraft is wrong, or witches are wrong. And then, if a person go to church and they steal money from the church, then people are going to say, oh, the church is wrong, they're stealing money, they're doing this. But they don't give credit to the people that's doing good, that's not stealing money. There are people with spiritual powers in church that are prophets and healing people with their hands all the time. There's a little girl, I think she was in Peru. She used to walk around the whole community. Everybody used to line up to get healed by her, and she used to preach on the stage. She was a very little girl, and we have to look at things in a subjective way because it was said early on the panel that good and evil. Oh, I believe in balance. Good and evil. Good and evil is subjective. That's subjective. Some people think you helping people is evil. Some people think that you doing wrong to people is good. You know, it's just that what happens is we demonize the book or the thing and not the people that did the wrong thing. If you want to speculate or wonder who wrote it, I can tell you who wrote it. I can tell you the oldest version. I can tell you all these things. However, I'm not going to judge the people involved. I'm not going to judge the book itself. I'm going to judge the people involved. Because if you want to speak about anything, the matriarch, the patriarch, any of that stuff, the people make things evil at the end of the day. They the ones that need to be judged and persecuted at the end of the day. It wasn't Roman Catholics that wrote that book. No way. There's ancient Hebrew writings that are connected to Sanskrit and Akkadian and all ancient language all over the Americas. Then we looked at the Bonaparte morals. You got Quetzalcoatl on the cross, right? You got Moses carrying. You got so much thing. And then what's it called? The Mormons. Remember, they collected all our Bibles because we used to record our genealogy inside our Bibles. There was men that fought in the wars that when they got shot at their chest, the bullet was stopped by the Bible, right? The book. So, but what we do is we say, oh, the people that the book didn't stop, it was the Bible fault. The Bible does not tell you to kill your firstborn. It may have said it in a story, and you got to look at the context to when it was done, but it don't tell you to kill your firstborn. If that was the case, it'd be a lot of death around this mug. You know what I'm saying? We can go.
Okay, so let me say this, Jersey, because we're speaking about supernatural powers, and I personally believe that there were beings here with much more ability than what we see today. I do. I really believe that. I believe that there is a chosen people and that had that were very powerful psychologically and physically. And I believe they were invaded. Something happened. And saying that, if these people are here and they're trying to figure out how they lost it, in these days, how they lost those powers, and this comes from feeling it and knowing it in your bloodline that goes all the way back to those times. And you're figuring out what are the thorns that keep you from understanding how to reinstitute those powers that you had. My thought is all these books that are written to give you as a coping mechanism are the distractions from your being able. You gotta mute now, because now I'm gonna mute you. Leave it muted, babe. What I believe is in searching for those original powers that you had as a people, knowing that you're a special being. I believe that all these books that were handed to these beings that come from a line of those supernatural powers have been distracted by such books as the Bible and all these other books. It distracts them from learning how to reinstitute those former powers. I believe they are distractions because the books are leading you to believe in another way, which is really, again, setting you back and keeping you. To me, the only way that I humanly know how to reinstitute those powers is you're only going to be able to find out when you're thinking outside the box. And when I say outside the box, you can't use the tools that were given to you to help you as a coping mechanism, because those are the blockers, and these people just don't know it. But I
Well,
relinquished.
mhm. Yeah, well, Sister Bethy, listen. And the Bible speaks about many spiritual gifts,
Can I go next?
hold on, prophecy, healing. It speaks about spiritual. It speaks about doing these powers. And then on top of that, back in the day, there was more oxygen in the world than it is now, right? The
Well,
trees
okay,
grew taller.
Jersey.
Wait,
But
hold on. You cut me
who are
off.
those powers for? Because they can't be for the people who rule this empire. Because other people that's ruling the empire are using those powers, and that's not good for the original people that had the powers. Is what I'm
I'm gonna tell
saying.
you. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna break it down because I can actually provide
Not to
literature.
mention, the
Hold on,
Bible was given to us by the oppressor, and we couldn't even read. We weren't able to read
Okay.
any other book. We weren't
All right,
able to read any other
let's take
book. We were
let's take
punished.
turns. Let's take turns. Go ahead, Jersey, and then Copper got it. She coming for you, but go ahead, Jersey.
No, she not coming from me. This is all information. It's all just on the table. We're just speculating. We're actually
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about things, you know. So
Okay.
the thing about when people say that the Bible is given to us, they could go to Washington D.C. inside a museum and see something called the Negro Slave Bible. That was the Bible that was said to be used against the people to gain an advantage of them. So what people call the institution of slavery was. The Bible that people talk about is the original one is the Holy Scriptures. Okay, the Sephora, right? And these Holy Scriptures are comprised of the DSC, which are the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are called the Copper Scrolls, which are found over here in the Americas, and then you have the Apocrypha, right? And then you have the 66 books, right? So when you do your research on the Great Bible, the Gutenberg Bible, and all those other ancient books or whatever, right? You find out that there was a papyrus scripture called Papyrus 76. Even the Papyrus 3676, which predates what's it called? The something Pope's rulership. The Council of Nicaea. It predates the Council of Nicaea. It predates Roman Catholicism. And when people want to say that, oh, it comes out of there, that's false. And then people want to say it's used against us. There are people using the Bible to get ahead in life right now, right? And again, right? Back in the day, it was more oxygen in the world. And we want to say that they're using this against us. No, they stole our regalia, right? Our regalia. We had certain Jews over here that were imbued with power, that they came over here and confiscated, and they got the power. This is around the 1300s, according to the timeline, right? And Tommy Federico debunked the whole timeline, though, right? Because we know that the something calendar, Gregorian calendar, was invented not too long ago. However, we cannot just go attack the Bible as a basis for our spiritual growth. That's ridiculous because there's people with very strong spiritual powers. I can activate your spiritual powers if I wanted to. I wake people up all the time. I've literally done this during my lifetime. It's nothing. And I rock with the Bible, right? I rock with the Bible. But like I said, different strokes for different folks. Whatever works for you works for you. I'm not going to demonize what you into, and I could demonize it way worse. I could probably make you quit what you rocking with, because I know it, back and forth, up and down, right?
Okay.
Anyway, as far as superpowers go, if y'all want y'all superpowers, you gotta heal yourself, heal your breathing. You gotta know who you are, what you are, right? You can sleep towards yourself. You can become registered. You can do certain things to awaken these things, and we still got them back in the day.
But that's the thing, Jersey. I don't think another being can tell you how to get your supernatural powers back. They can't. They don't have the power to do that. And I'm going to explain why after Goddess go, because she wanted to come in, and I'm going to go after her. And then Moses is going to go after me. Yep. Go ahead, Copper.
Give thanks, Sister Bethy. Matriarchal societies were spiritual. I'll say that one more time. Meaning it came from within, not a book nor text. We were taught and indoctrinated in the super slave stories that we could not read the Bible unless NASA let us. And it was the only text that NASA would let us read. So as a people, that book was given to us to suppress all of the spirituality and powers that we had within us that we could conjure from having the blood of said ancients of Amaru Khan. Also, I want to go back to what, what's his name? Sanchez, I was about to call him Brother Panic, rest in peace. Brother Sanchez said about how the Indian style was a crossed leg, which is an X when you sit in Indian style, which was a something to let the ancestors, matriarchal ancestors, mind you, let them know that they were at peace. Now, the word Mary, which is the mother of God, per that book, means peace, hope, and healing, and beloved, and bright. So, all of these things that are mocking our spirituality are in the Woman Haters Bible book. Everything about the Bible, about the woman, is damning her. She can't do shit good in that book, which is another reason, in my own opinion, is the reason why they gave it to men.
Okay, so here I go again. And then it's going to be Moses. Me, I can't even use, in order to, here's my thought. There is always a negative and a positive, no matter what, right? If we're looking at things from good and bad, right? Am I right about that? There's always a negative and a positive, right?
Yeah, you can't have one without the other.
Right. So in this instance, I'm seeing two beings, one who rose up to try and defeat the higher being. This is what I'm seeing. Now, in order for me to really understand it, I have to wash myself of what was put in me. Now, there are things that were put in me, rhetoric, Bible, all these different things, all these different religions. I had to wash them outside of me, clean myself out mentally so that I can understand myself. And when you understand self, you begin to, I believe this, but there's so many distractions. I'm not going to be able to return to myself until I wash everything out that was put in me, because it was always a challenge between these two beings. I'm just going to use modern day terminologies, God and devil. There was always two beings. One was more powerful, and the other one rose up and because he was jealous. And there's something that always exists in this world, and it is jealousy. I have to wash myself of everything who I thought was good is not good. I don't believe that the higher God, the most powerful one, would give the negative being that's trying to compete with him a book to enforce in the world, that, and that being the Bible and other religious books. I don't believe he would give that to the negative being. He's only going to give it to the beings, restored in the beings that was always with him. This is what I think. And these beings that were always with him will destroy those beings that have been damning the entire earth filled with people. So there are certain beings that are going to have those powers, and you're not going to get it from the Bible. You're not, because the most powerful being is not going to give you tools that could destroy him. They only give you tools that's going to destroy the negative. And we've always been looked at as negative when we're really not. When we're really not. Okay. And I believe that the only way I can have my powers restored back in me is if I clean myself of everything that I was tempted of from the negative tools that were handed to me. I don't believe that the being, the God, the highest, would use people to put people in horrible positions where they have no power. To me, it's always been a very long punishment, a very long dream until we wake up and be back in our natural powers. To me, it's a very long punishment for even thinking that we can work with the negative, because we can't, because we're positive. And what's positive, these beings that handed these books are the ones who made the positives with the most power negative. And we lost our natural powers when we began reading these horrible tools that were giving to us. So we have to wipe ourselves from it. And I believe that our powers are going to be restored. To me, it's a long ass punishment. And these books have been the hell of our lives, because how is it that only a certain group of people prosper and manifest off this book? To me, this book has a death date. These books have death dates because they're only put here for a certain amount of time. And I believe that I had to clean myself from that, because these tools that they gave, which are coping mechanisms, never help me. Never. It messes up my sense of thought. But when I look outside the box of all these teachings, and I look outside the box, I now can see things at a whole different perspective. I couldn't see it when I was studying and reading in these religious books. It brainwashed me and took away the abilities that I naturally had. Now, I'm speaking in today's sense, but I believe, even though I'm speaking in today's sense, I'm the person from a billion years ago that this punishment was put on. I'm the same person from way millions of years ago. I believe I'm still the same person, but I'm just here today. So I don't know if that's too deep for people to understand, but this is my thought. It's like I woke up from a million years ago and said, all right, I want my shit back. I can't take it no more. This is a joke. This Bible, all this stuff is a joke. Did I turn on my true God for these peasants? Y'all got it.
What are you holding up, Sister Bethy?
What do you mean am I holding up?
When you point to that thing in your hand,
oh well, I don't have the Bible with me. It's down.
Oh,
you're when I'm talking, when I'm speaking of all these negative religious books. People see him as positive. I don't. And another thing, and this is last, and then y'all can truly have it.
No, I just want to. Okay.
There's special blood types. And I believe that the reason why people don't get along is because of their blood types. It don't mix. It don't. I think it has to do with the blood types. Ask people what is their blood type. People that you just literally can't stand, and people that literally harass you. Find out what their blood type is, because all blood types don't mix. Do not mix. They don't. Certain blood types you can give people. I believe the people that you can give blood to are the people who you can literally get along with. It has something to do with the blood type. I do. But y'all got it.
I think that's fair. So one thing I think is incredible is that the women on here don't believe in the truth of the Bible, and the men are kind of speaking to it. And I don't think it's a either or thing. I think that's like she was talking about, or Copper Goddess, you mentioned the matriarchy societies are spiritual. I don't think you can have the man without the woman and vice versa. I just think men operate a certain way where we like rules, we like a program. And yeah, maybe females are a little bit more free-spirited by nature, but being a man, I know that if we just give this free-spirited type of program to the world, that's where we get where we are, because men don't know how to. Men need these rules. So I don't just like a king needs a queen, and they operate differently on a chessboard. I think that's how matriarchy and patriarchy coexist. And I think it's important for us to just recognize the other side being, you guys may be not wrong for not holding up the Bible at the same level that Jersey and I hold it up against. But that doesn't mean that you're right and we're wrong and vice versa, and that we don't need you. I just think we have to understand where the other side is coming from. I don't even want to force you to think about where the other side is coming from, but I just know that men operate a certain way and women operate in a certain way. And the more that I get information about both sides and what makes a man successful and a woman successful, I just think that they come together, like they complement each other fully. And the last part I'll land here, this is kind of separate, but I wanted to bring it up because it's come up in my mind at different points to this, is at the DNC convention, they have like the abortion and like a abortion truck and a vasectomy truck. And when we're talking about spiritual powers, and if you don't have the book or a set of rules, then there's nothing wrong with that. But that, I believe, is evil. And that's evil to the eye that can see. That type of society that believes that should be pushed is the society that's trying to take down those powers. So that's where I'm hearing what you guys, or Sister Beth, you're the one who's making that argument that there's a group of people here that they want to minimize their spiritual powers, and they're using different tactics. Agreed, fully. The way out, I guess that's on what for us to figure out. What is the way out for these people to detangle this matrix? And I think, as from what I understand, if you're unsure, go and see what that book says about said thing, because I don't know where else to give a person, because then it's like, well, there's nothing wrong with abortions and vasectomies and I don't hate to bring it to politics, but bringing in politics where it's a kind of a different conversation. But what the liberal agenda is doing to said group of people is evil.
Okay. Let me
it's my turn.
No, it is
Okay,
not.
yeah. No, it is Jersey's turn. Then it's you, Copper.
Well, they're so long-winded. This is why I didn't want to get up here with men.
Oh, okay.
Let me make myself clear. Not that I'm a man hater or anything, but it's hard to dialogue with the brothers, because if they are they stuck to their point of view, they go on and on and on about trying to.
All right, let's try not to drag it too long.
Yeah,
then.
But you call us women haters, and then you said you're not a man hater, but that's just
no. I said the Bible.
Copper is too funny.
The book itself is a man hater's book, because everything in that book is pertaining to what wrongdoings the woman has done. The woman can't even speak to God. She has to go through the man to speak to the God. But she brings forth life. But she's a second-hand citizen in that book.
That's not true. Ahead. You're saying things that are not true, but I'm going to let Jersey go.
Well, again, all religious ancient texts suppress women's sexuality And you know, modern day women want to feel like they are being oppressed by these ancient texts that they say that oppress them up until now. When you hear a woman say matriarchy, right? We have to
Same
understand.
talking points.
Hold on. When you say matriarchy, we have to understand what the gynocracy is, what an andocracy is, and what a patriarchy is. A matriarchy can't function without the man and the woman working together with the kids. It cannot work. Same thing with the patriarchy. Men actually suffer more in the patriarchy than women do, and women got more rules, and, less laws, and more things beneficial to them today than they ever had yesterday. When we want to talk about the Bible has been used by the leaders or whatever today for evil, these people actually go against the Bible more than anything. They was promoting tarot cards inside McDonald's not too long ago. Hillary Clinton is inducted into the witch coven along with Kamala Harris. There's a witch coven. I wish I would have remembered the name. If y'all look it up, y'all would definitely be able to find it. And Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, and a whole bunch of the Democrat women are inside of it, and men too, and they destroyed this nation because George Washington said, once the faith, once the so-called religious aspect of America fall, then this whole country will fall, right? And he was supposed to be a Washington member. He was supposed to be a quote unquote Apple man, right? So let me break down what an andocracy is. Andocracy is when men rule in tyranny against women, right? Women don't have no say. It's complete tyranny. It's over for them. They have no say. They can do whatever they want to them. They looked at as not even sex classism. They looked as a dog or whatever, right? Nothing. A gynocracy is when women rule in tyranny, right? And I would argue that the quote unquote black community is pushing towards a gynocracy, and the Democrats are using things like Black Lives Matter and other things to push women dominance over the men. All religious books talked about women's suppression, their sexuality. But that does not mean that it oppressed the woman. Inside the Bible, there's a woman named Cephalosha. Start with a Z, and she spoke up against not oppression, but against the unfairness of what was going on in them days with Moses. She actually went to Moses. She said, yo, the government won't let us inherit what our fathers had when they died, but they let the men inherit it. But if we don't have any brothers, that's not fair that their cousins get their cousins or grandsons or their nephews get the inheritance, but we can't get it. And Moses went to the leaders of the town and he said, yo, this lady makes a point. Let's give the women inheritance if they ain't got no brothers or whatever. The brother died or whatever. And she surely did win that what's the name? So women were actually relieved. And Jesus helped out a lot of people. And we were talking about power. Jesus healed
Chris, you are a little long-winded. Listen.
Yeah, hang on.
I
All right. Land it, baby, because we want to keep it going around.
Look.
Because you're making
Okay,
points,
bet.
but it's long.
Okay, yeah, bet. Misandry is the hate for men. Misogyny is the hate for women. Misanthropy is the hate for people. Uh, it's okay when a person is misandrist, but it's not okay when a person is misogynist, right? And this is what we come to accept in today's society. And the Bible is for women and men. It may not. She said they let it go to the men. A traditional woman actually honors that, and she's actually cool, and it makes her happy in a way. A lot of women happy. You may not agree, but you don't have to follow it. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's the people
Done
that
yet?
make these things
True.
wrong.
Land there. Let us see.
I had to go to the bathroom. Shit, he just talking.
Okay.
That was a good point to land on.
Yeah, it
Sound
was a
like
good
my
plan to
pastor
land on.
daddy. Okay, let me let you know that my daddy is a pastor, first of all, so I do know about the Bible. Okay, I've asked him so many questions all my life, so he can answer them, so I can see if I want to be a Bible worshiper, and I don't. All religions can kiss my ass.
I'm gonna let you can take it.
They all hate the woman. And when I say matriarchal society, I don't mean Xing out the man, because how in the hell could that be possible?
Hey, Copper, hold up, sweetie. I want y'all. We're gonna mute, and even though we probably are surprised at what she's saying, let's not respond. Let her finish it out, and then Moses, you go after her. Let's do that. That way, the audience can hear everything. Because then now Moses gonna get to you, and Jerry, we'll get it. Go ahead, Copper.
No problem, man.
Go ahead.
I'm so used to men interrupting me because it's something about the man that and the Bible has instilled it in them that a woman should be seen and not heard. But at this time and moment in space on this earth, we finna be vocal. And y'all gonna listen, okay? So be quiet while Big Mama speak. Y'all heard that song. I love that brother that wrote that song. I love them lyrics. We got something to say, okay? When I say matriarchal society, I mean the benefits of it. I don't mean Xing out the man because that is impossible. We cannot create one another without a man. It's not about Xing them out at all. It's about the benefits that come when women are in a powerful position of healing, loving, organizing, okay? Nothing to do with Xing out the man at all, okay? Which is opposite of what the Bible does. Also, the ancient matriarchal societies, they looked to the stars and the moon, just like our warriors look to the stars and the moon to navigate these seas. By the way, Mary means drop of the sea. We used what we had on earth to decide what seasons we looked into the sky. To plant foods, we look to the sky. Okay? Matriarchal societies are based on what's happening around us. And the Bible is a knockoff of astrology. There are 12 disciples, just like there are 12 zodiacs. And speaking of that, I have a video, Sister Bethy, talking about the 13th zodiac, which so happens to be affiliated with the woman. And that's why it's not pushed in traditional zodiacs. Okay, and I'd like to share it. It has some very interesting points about the American Indian and how that 13th zodiac is a part of their belief system. So let me know when you want to share it. And once again, my disclaimer, I absolutely love men. I have all my life. Every man that I've ever been with cannot say anything wrong about me as far as me being some traditional woman and one of these traditional values that these same talking points that these manosphere spaces spit out at us. There are very good women out here waiting to be selected by very good men.
Okay, Moses.
I definitely don't want to get into a gender war here, so I'm gonna just echo the fact that I love women. I have nothing against them. If in this conversation, especially because it's Sister Bethy's room, the matriarchy rules, I understand how to fit in, get in where I fit in. I would ask Copper, because I already know the answer for Sister Bethy. I don't know if this obviously isn't a direct comparison between a matriarchy and patriarchy, but do you believe that we should vote Kamala Harris to instill a sense of a matriarchy that has a sense of love and all those other things that women bring to the table as the president?
Have you subscribed to my channel?
I have not.
Okay, well, you should take a look at my channel because you will get the answer in about 3 videos about my feelings about.
I'm just asking where in the conversation now.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah,
absolutely
fair.
not.
I didn't know if it was like women, all women, power to women.
No. That's not woman power. That's a cosplay on our psyche.
Got it.
Okay.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, and look, like I said, I'm not here.
I understand, hon. Don't take my passion for anything other than love. Okay.
And don't take my truth for anything other than love, too.
Okay, well, okay, I won't. Thank you.
All right, now go ahead, y'all. But with the love, go ahead, Jersey. I'm gonna go after Jersey.
Okay, y'all can hear me. Mic check.
Yes.
okay, so um, the brother had to take the high road as expected, right? He
Hold
didn't. He
on,
didn't.
baby. Hold up, baby.
Oh,
Anybody can hit the link that's pinned to the top. All are welcome. All races of people. We don't care. I want to know if people believe in supernatural powers. But go ahead, Jersey.
yeah, the brother took the high road and said he didn't want to do a so-called gender war, right? Whenever a man responds to what a woman says just to give clarity and inform someone, he's it's looked at as a gender war. But when it's a one way attack, a one way thing, we accept it. And men is expected to take the higher road and bigger road and just shut up and just take it, right? How is that leading? Right? I'm not saying that, as a younger person listens to an older person listens to a younger person or not. But however, we can't say we want men to lead. We love, women can't say we love men and then produce sassiness and then hurl things, and then when the brother back down, he still gets sassiness. I think when he did that, he need to have a spotlight on that. All right, so let me get into what I'm about to say. So the X, right? The XX, that's 666. Now we want to say that come from the Bible, but they got something called a cube, right? That they worship inside the United Nations and also inside Mecca. And the J Squad also walks around this XX, this cube, right? Because when you put XX together, you get a cube. If you didn't know. SX is also the Freemasonic symbol. If y'all ain't know, it's a Solomon symbol. It's a symbol of Solomon or Lucifer, because the symbol of Leviathan's cross is XX2. Now, people want to say Leviathan come from the Bible. There's more ancient writings before the Bible talking about Leviathan, and he was never a good person, right? Now, I'm not demonizing XX chromosome and saying that women are the devil and nothing like something like that. Not at all. But when you look at their sexual choices, then it's like, all right, it's like, okay, and that's why there it's like ancient writers, they were suppressed sexually and talked about, okay, women should be quiet or women shouldn't do this, women should do that. Because if we left the word up to them, things would go a certain type of way. A matriarchy back in the day when it comes to Indian ancient American stuff, it was talking about the bloodline being passed down, but if you came from your mom, they was looking at that before they was looking at the father for the most part. But they was looking at your father's bloodline too, but they was looking at the mother's bloodline first. It had nothing to do with women rulership. As a matter of fact, there's a girl, her name is Queen Khalifa. Queen Khalifa had a tribe. There was an article written by a quote unquote black woman, Aboriginal woman, and she wrote about how Queen Khalifa was sacrificing little boys and killing them for no reason, just because they were boys, a part of their spells and rituals. That were a highly misandrous society, a tribe, right? And people may say, well, who they don't speak, she don't speak for us. Well, how come is it that whenever we talk about matriarchy, it has to deal with men or anything like that? We have to be about community at the end of the day. It's not about men versus women or women versus men. A certain way in this world worked for a long time, and we got to where we at because of that. You know what I'm saying? How can I end this? So, as far as the powers and stuff go, right? When it comes to women and men, women will go that route when it comes to spells and stuff because they don't have the physical power as us, and I don't blame them. And then yeah, the colonized stuff came over here, and they burnt a lot of our women and men up for being women and medicine men, and that was wrong. And that is actually a skill to learn how to work with herbs and stuff like that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But hey, man, again, it's like we can't be demonizing everything and everybody. We gotta look at the people themselves individually. Y'all got it. My back. Y'all got it.
Okay. So hey Bridget, hey David, hey everybody. We're everybody in the chat. So I'm gonna go.
He just demonized women like a motherfucker. But we ain't
Okay.
gonna demonize.
Here, okay, but I'm gonna get back to my supernatural stuff. I don't know where the hell Cosmon in, but he better get his butt up here. And bro
Okay, good.
Sanchez, if you out there listening, get your butt up here. Anybody that want to come in, you can hit the link. It's pinned to the top. But I'm gonna get back to the superpower, and people are not gonna like this. In order for those former powers that were maintained on this earth or was it heaven? Or both? I feel that I need to relieve myself from doctrine given to me by beings that are not God. I'm sorry. How do you go by instruction that was not handed to you from God? How? How do you go by instruction and direction? By beings that are not God. I mean, first of all, I've never, God gave a lot of orders, okay, from this being, gave his angels a lot of orders, okay? So why would a being give me a book that tell me I got to go to them in order to speak to God when he gave his angels direct orders? So I know beings, people should know who the former angels were with these powers directly from God. Because if you look at society, and people are not going to like this, and you can come up and give me your opinion. People, there's only, if you really look at this world and the physical description of the beings on this planet Earth, they're either light or dark. Okay? They're either light or dark. The dark ones across the planet. Now, I'm not just speaking in America. The dark ones across the planet are the ones mistreated. I don't care what country you're in. Anything that is not brighter is mistreated, no matter what country you're in. Why is that? This is why I ask this question. These beings are being suppressed from their former powers. Seriously, well, I don't believe that the people that are in control right now have anything to do with God. I believe they developed and created their own God. Because everything you do for them, it's always written in a book and policy and all that. But the beings that are browner are the ones that are mistreated no matter what country they're in. And I've looked at all countries across this planet. And the ones that have this skin color are the ones that are in control. There is no way in hell they're going to be in control forever. Nothing is forever until God says it's forever. I don't see them as the people because there's a termination point. There is a termination point. Okay. And my understanding of a God that gives these or produces or gave these supernatural powers to his angels, okay, who are, okay, probably turned on him for a minute or just did something to piss him off. I don't know what it is. But all I know is all the brown ones in any country you go in, whether it's China, Germany, anywhere, the people with this skin color are treated bad. No matter where you go. All right. And I'm not making this a racist thing, but I'm telling you shit that's real. If you go to China, the brown person is treated bad. It don't matter what country you go in, even if you go on the islands. And on any island, the brown person is treated bad, different, mistreated. In a minute, when I'm done, and I know I'm long-winded, but it's my channel because I want y'all to stay on this topic. I don't want to get into a woman and man thing. The topic is the supernatural powers, and I don't believe that. I really believe that we are the same people from a billion damn years ago. If you look at nature and natural, the flowers come back every year, the grass come back every year, everything reciprocates. So you don't think we reciprocate? There's no different tree, the same tree, that trunk that's been here for billions of years, the same leaves come back. Now, if you don't think we don't come back, then you don't believe that we are natural. Some of us are not natural. That's why I'm saying it takes an unnatural person or an unnatural being to do the things that they do to a natural being. Every being is not natural. I believe that to the core of my being, because everything that happens naturally with the fire, with the flowers and the nature, and even with the animals, everything is natural and happens naturally. What the lighter people do to all people that's brown across the world is fucking unnatural. It's not natural. How do you institute something that, how do you even believe in population control? That is a fucking unnatural belief. Population control. Do you know what that is? That means killing people so that there's not so many. Okay? There's a lot of stars. There's a lot of leaves. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of sand. Pick up sand and count sand. Who only an unnatural being would institute and initiate population control? I'm looking at the evil shit that's done and coming from the higher level. And whether you vote to do that or not, if you're affiliated with those people, then you are just as guilty for staying. So I don't believe that I can't read out of a book from the very people that institute population control. Why are you giving original people of an original soil okie dokies every time you go and colonize? What the fuck? The original people of soils never needed medicines in the manner in which it's given now, straight out of the mother's womb. Poop, you got to get this. No, you never needed that until this unnatural fucking being took over. This is why I said there definitely has to be a death sentence. Who created an unnatural being to do an unnatural thing? I don't see animals and pets and thinking that's nature and flowers and trees dying in an unnatural manner. They go in their times and they come back. So if they come back, we got to come back. But you have unnatural being instituting unnatural things. So I'm going to let it go right there. Hello, Copper Roots.
Hey.
How are you? I'm going to let it go and let Copper Roots take, because we all been talking. So we'll give everybody on the panel a chance as they come in. And then we'll keep rotating it back around. How are you?
I'm doing good. I came in on the tail end. I just read the title, and I'm like, this is a pretty interesting title to come in and talk about. Were our supernatural powers suppressed? I think it goes back. I don't know if you covered the Salem witch trials.
That was my next.
That happened here in Connecticut.
That's what the video is about, Sister Beth. You see how the ancestors brought that brother in here? We are synced, damn it. We getting synced.
Yeah. So they were doing all kind of things to make sure that our powers, like if if you feel like you can see the future, or if you feel like you can do this, this is the devil work, and we'll put you to death, even if you could do it. Like you gonna teach your kids to think. And I'm gonna bring up Jehovah Witness. I don't know who might be offended about it, but I know that I have a few friends in the Jehovah Witness religion, and they believe nobody in this present age can even have powers or any of those things. That those things were of the old age, and I am here to say I don't believe it from my own personal experience. Like, but I will say without saying too much that yeah, they definitely tried to suppress our things, but I do believe that in these days and times there will be a reemergence. I'm landing plane right there.
I do. Well, Jehovah Witnesses is going to tell you that because the book that they're reading out of are the peoples who um, are the unnatural people. Only unnatural people that stand on that book, because that book only helps, literally helps a certain breed of people. It's not an equal book. It's very unequal. You have rich, you have poor. So in the name of that book, if you've oppressed people in the name of that book, and that's what you do, and you tell them you better read this or else this is what happened to you, that's because they're not the natural God. And I believe the original gods are eventually coming in power, because I just don't. How do you do the things that they've done across this world? That's crazy to me. So I don't believe. I don't read out of no Bible no more. I don't read out of no book that you call holy, because I don't believe it. I believe that's the book that puts the rhetoric in your head to suppress you from who you really are. That's what it is, because you can't tell a Christian nothing. It's so bad. But the minute you go outside of the box, you begin to learn more about your internal self and your abilities. But y'all got it. Who
Nah,
wanted to
you
go
right
next?
though. Are you right though? Just thinking, I just
Yeah.
want to know: do you ever dream about having certain abilities? I'm gonna say one time, and I I showed this to my kids. It's only certain people that I've shown this to. One time I had a dream that I was able to do create fire from my fingers. I don't smoke weed. I don't do any of that. Right? I used to in my younger days. But I don't do any of that. Woke up from this dream, and this cover that I have, um, it had a burn mark in it, like from where. Now it could be explained away scientifically, like maybe the cover was by the plug on the side of the wall, but I had a dream that I could do it, and then I woke up with a burn in the cover. And I just believe that there are some things that we was forced to forget about that will be awakened when it's our time to. And I think that the time is coming for the awakening, though. But I'm gonna land the plane again.
Okay. Do y'all see this? I'm showing y'all this. I'm gonna put this because I shared this with y'all before. When I was a little girl, I'm telling you, I had to be, let me see, Bill 13. I had to be between the ages of 5 and 6 years old. And I was sitting down. Now, I don't know if I was dreaming or from sleep at night or daydreaming. But when I was sitting down, I can't even say and confirm that I was in the house because I don't think I was. But I was sitting down, and back then we lived in high-rise buildings, project buildings. But so on that note, I'm gonna say that it was a dream because I was in the room sitting on what I think was a bed. I can't recall if it was a bed. And I was looking out the window. And you see how that water is coming forward? Can y'all see how that water is coming forward?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay. I was sitting down. I don't know if it was in the bed. I don't know where the hell I was. But we lived in a high-rise building. And I want to say we lived on the right side. And the buildings we lived in were higher than what this water is from the ground. But being that high up in the air, I was looking out the window and I saw that water coming. And I did not watch no 10 Commandments because I'm 5 years old at this point. And I saw this water coming through our project. And there was a man in my room. I don't know who he was. I can't pinpoint, but he had his back turned. And I was looking as a little girl, like, wow, look at all this water coming. And this water was higher than our damn building, but it didn't reach my building yet, but I could see it coming from down the street. And the man that was in the room looked down at me, and I looked real sad. As a kid, you don't know what to say. So what he did, he closed the curtain. It was a drag curtain, and I didn't have them kind of curtains in my room. He closed the curtain so I couldn't see what was happening. That was the end of it. And I remember that dream all the way to this date. So I say this because we are some people that were back in those days. And I relived that. Whatever it was, I don't know what it was. But it had to be where the earth was being flooded ferociously. And a lot of people was going to die. But I was saved because he closed the curtain and he looked down at me. But his back was turned. I couldn't even see his face. And he looked down at me as to say everything gonna be okay. But his back was turned. I couldn't see who he was.
Funny thing is, I've recently, like within the last week or two, had a dream where I was somewhere. It wasn't in the neighborhood that I it's accustomed to where I'm from. But I remember trying to ramble, get my kids together, grandkids. I don't know. I don't even know who these kids were, but like y'all need to get in the house. And in the distance, I saw this huge wave coming. And I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna be able. It was maybe like a 2-story home at most. And I'm like, I don't know if we'll be able to survive, but we need to get into this house. So that wave in itself could be something from the past, or it could be something that's coming now, and only certain people might be able to survive. And it might not be nothing to deal with water, H2O, but it might be something that only certain people are going to be prepared for. So I don't know. With my dreams become deja vu. And I'm not saying that dream in particular it is, but whenever I have deja vu, I've understood that it's glimpses of the future for me, and maybe not for anybody else. But I believe that is one of my superpowers is being able to glimpse into the future. I might not be able to break it down like, okay, I know this is gonna happen at 5:21 like, but when it happens, I'll be like, okay, what am I supposed to be knowing now? So the question is, when that wave do come, where are we supposed to be? What are we supposed to be doing? Like, if there is a wave that's coming, I believe this is around a time that it might come. It's too much knowledge going around, and we're gonna get drowned, or are we gonna be able to survive this?
I believe it's connecting with uh, 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 first of all, when somebody start preaching the Bible, I immediately remove them from my panel because I did not come up here for a Sunday sermon. I'm going to be very clear, and some folks got to respect me for this. If I have to respect them, that they stand on the Bible, they got to respect me. I don't stand on any religious books because I feel that they are a distraction from me being um, re um, re me receiving back the powers I had. And I believe that the powers that I'm going to be restored, it's just going to be, I really believe that I'm an angel of some type of destruction. And I believe that to the core of my being. And I can say that I'm ready for it. I'm truly ready for it. I am. I just do. And religious books at this point are a distraction from me gaining those former powers that I had. And I believe I had them because a lot of things that happened to me in my life and in my psyche don't happen for no reason. And I'm going to stand on that. I am. People, you can say I'm crazy. You can say you're scared of me. You should be scared of me. I'm saying that you should be afraid of me. I'm saying it. And I believe that any attempts to my death, people drop because I generally do not do things to harm people and hurt people. I don't. I'm just not that type of evil person. But I can say in my life that people that just really wrong me have literally dropped dead. And I'm serious, and I'm not being funny about that. I took it. I finally believe what my mother told me, that I'm different and I'm here for a reason, and I have a huge job. And I'm not talking about what pastor preached, because the hell with him at this point, because we know what they're about. But there is no book, and don't give me scripture. When you give me scripture, it's a turn off to me. It's not for me. My body rejects it. My bloodline rejects it. So the more you give it to me, the more you're doing harm to yourself. Because right now I'm preparing myself to be put back in the position I used to be in. And it ain't no slave hanging nigga on a tree. But y'all got it.
Oh, can I
Well,
say something?
it's Copper got
Hey,
turn.
Sister Betty,
Yeah,
can I say
thank
something
God.
real quick? Can I say
Who's
something real
turn?
quick?
No, you gotta wait your turn, Jamie, baby. We gonna
Oh,
get you and we
why?
gonna let
What's
you
up to
go.
everybody on the panel?
We gonna
Hey,
let
what's
you go,
up,
baby.
Jeremiah? How you doing today, bruh?
We're gonna let you go, baby. We're gonna let you
You're
go. I promise. Who is supposed to be next?
Copper
Jersey.
Goddess, and then after me, and then after Copper Goddess, I was gonna go.
And then I
Okay.
Okay, well, I just
And
wanted
then
to
Moses. All right,
piggyback.
but go ahead.
I'm sorry. I wanted to piggyback on what you were saying before I lose my thought when you were saying that there's like a duality battle between good and evil, Lucifer and God, and what have you, right? So I got to looking at the definition of Lucifer, which means light, right? And so does Mary. So the bearer of light, per the Bible, is the wrong person to be dealing with, right? And then the evil in the Bible is the woman, right? So all these things to me are my reasons why I just don't believe in that book. I know that there are stories in there that are enlightening, and they teach you supposed lessons, but I don't know if you have to be a woman to see what's happening, or if when you're a man you just block that out, because the Bible does give the man all of the power. So I just want to clear the air and let everyone know that it's a strike at my character to say I'm a misandrist, which is absolutely not true. um, and I don't want to have a gender war at all. I don't want a war with the man at all. I know that I'm not capable of winning a war with a man. So I just want to clear that out. And also, when the brother Copper Roots came on, I had just posted in the private chat about the witch called Tituba, which was a part of the Salem witch trial. She is the American Indian witch that was in the Salem witch trials, which they tried to erase out of the said story. So it's a nice little video. It's cartoon. It's really quick. And also, I put a video in here that we could all you can share, and we could all get some information for about the 13th constellation, or the 13th zodiac, and how it's related to America as well. And I digress.
Hey, so we all still have these powers, but what we think about these powers has been romanticized and fantasized in shows and cartoons and things. When you go to heal somebody with your hands, which can still be done by
Hey,
proper
my man,
healing
we can't hear
methods.
you. You gotta get closer
Mic
to your
check,
mic.
mic check, mic check, mic check. Can you hear me now? Mic check. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you
I'm
good.
saying mic check.
Good.
Can
You good.
okay,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, these powers that we are assuming to be like in cartoons or movies and things like that, that's not how that go. See, our imaginations go off our astral form, and in our astral form, things manifest real quick. When you go to sleep, it manifests real quick. Like when you inside your dreams, if you think of a car, the car gonna be right there. But inside this realm, because it's two realms, you got the light world, the dark world. The light world is considered what we in the right, it's 3D world, and you got the other world, the astral realm, right? It's basically a darker form or whatever, and things are rearranged. But things manifest slower there, right? So when you see on TV Superman flying and Wonder Woman blocking bullets with her bands and the Flash running real fast and all that stuff, these are just exaggerations of what we could really do in real life. Okay? There's an episode on Ripley's Believe It or Not that was deleted and took it out called exposing Qigong. And there was a guy named Master Zhou or Master Zhao. He can actually breathe in a certain way where he manipulates his weight, and not just him. There's many other people too. I've done this before myself. Not the manipulation of weight part. I ain't do that. But he manipulated his weight to walk real light on certain things that you're supposed to fall straight through. Like they put paper on a chair. Everybody else fell through the chair, but except him. He could walk on water a certain way, you know. And also in Qigong, you can heat things up. You see what I'm saying? To the point where things catch on fire. They actually measured this. He, I think he passed away now, but Qigong is still alive and strong. And these are the powers that we're speaking about, right? Another thing, if you do want to tap into your angel powers, everybody's assigned an angel according to their birthday. I can help you find your angel and your angelic powers if you need to, right? And the rituals that come with it so you can get to them, right? Nobody want to hear the book, but the book says you command angels and you command their powers too. That's what the book say. But hold on, before I even get to that book, there's other religious and spiritual books that teach you how to develop your powers that are not that see when you think about religious or spiritual, you think of these what's it called oppression things. No, these so-called witches or other people that's practicing stuff, they read their own books from their masters and stuff like that. But those are literally called religious books too, or spiritual books too, literally. So we have to put things inside proper perspective, right? I don't want to be too long-winded. Always in, right? Y'all got it.
Was it on me? I think so. I'm gonna just say this because Sister Bethy had mentioned talking about the trees coming back and how like we are extensions of our ancestors, or we were back way back when, but we're coming back with new powers, and trees every season get their leaves back. And so I agree with that, and I agree with the actual code of the stuff is not found in a book. So I think we've already sort of agreed to, well, I don't want to say we've already agreed, but the record is definitely straight on that. But I want to talk about having kids. If you have ever had kids or you raise kids, you understand that there's a certain set of rules. If you're in public, the rules are of your household. But when you go out in public, you have rules. And when they are acting against those rules, you either give them a look, you correct them, basically. And at a certain point, as they develop, you recognize that they have skills, powers, talents. They have a light that you don't have. And essentially, when you're parenting, your job is to keep them in an environment where they're growing. And I'm actually going to land it on that. That environment is connected to what Sister Bethy is talking about with the leaves coming back and us being a part of that. And maybe these are new leaves.
Now, Sister Bethy, to your topic, right? This happened to me when I was younger. I think I was probably about 13 years old. I don't even know if this was a dream or not because I know for a fact is that it was real to me. It was like, remember in 1996 when they had a big blizzard that was going on? It was like a hurricane where so that the snow was like up to like crazy. It was like it snowed all over the East Coast like that around that time. Man, I
I
had went
remember the
outside.
blizzard of
Yeah,
'78.
the blizzard. Yeah, we had a blizzard in like 1996 too, and Baltimore. I know we had it in Baltimore where the snow was just through the roof. Yeah, I mean, like it was all the way up. I mean, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, and I went outside and I seen the hurricane coming through. And that's when I used to even be, I don't even know how many pounds I was weighing and all that for real. But I went outside with my sweatsuit on, my boots on, and I had to have a whole bunch of clothes underneath of that for me not to be cold. Because back in the days, it used to be way colder than it is now. And yo, I jumped in my mind, and I remember this to the day. I jumped in the air. And I actually really got to the point where so is that I actually glided inside of the sky. And then when I noticed it, I kept moving up and moving up. And my homeboys that was on my block, because this was on like 1835 East Baltimore Street, I actually walked through the air and went down there just for my homeboys, Lenny, everybody that I know that I grew up with, to see it. And I just kept on going up and going up. And then I got to a point where so is that I was like, all right, everybody noticed it because I made sure the whole block noticed it. Cause I was like talking to them. I was like, yo, y'all see what I'm doing? They was like, yeah, this crazy. Cause I still bring this up to my homeboys to the day. And like I just kept going up. And I never looked at it as no dream, right? So after I actually got myself together, which was crazy after I got myself together because I noticed that I really did to myself. And I came to the realization that it was like some type of electricity type situation because like me being so light that I was like, the wind can actually use me as a parachute. So I went to my grandmother. I told her this story, told her what happened in this story. She was like, what did you want to get out of the story the whole time? Because that can probably happen because the weight, like, and the clothes that you had on can actually push you as a parachute. Man, I woke up and me being born with asthma. Man, I woke up the next day, I ain't had asthma no more for the rest of my life. But I still remember that story, and it wasn't the fact is that I actually went to sleep or nothing. I remember this story knowingly in my head. Like facts. Like I remember what time of the day it was. I remember exactly all the details of the situation. And that's why I ain't break all that down because it's gonna stretch out too long. But I remember all that. But I remember when I talked to my grandmother about this situation, and she asked me that question, and I woke up the next day, I ain't have asthma no more for the rest of my life. And that was crazy. Because, I mean, words can't even express that because, like, yeah, but I ain't even know what that mean back in them days.
What?
He
astral projection or nothing like that. I ain't know. Yeah, but I ain't know none of that. I was just when that happened, it wasn't nothing that it wasn't nothing that I knew back in those type of days. Because I was only like 13. I ain't know nothing about that because they wasn't marketing and promoting this type of stuff on like TV and nothing. And like, unless you actually really talk to some people that really know about scientific type stuff, like, and like I was from the
But
hood,
that's
so
the
that was just
thing.
crazy
That's
to
the
me.
thing. That's the thing, Jeremiah. Jeremiah. We got to get out of thinking the way we were indoctrinated, babe. That wasn't science. It's always been science against the supreme being. I'm just going to call it that. Where we were in the position of power. Um, I'm telling you, I don't know how. I don't even know. Sometimes God or the ancestors block you from saying what's in your head. But I try to get it out so that you can literally understand, because everything that I see ain't meant for the next person to see. And that can be with anybody. Everything that you see ain't meant for everybody to see. And I believe that we'll see a lot more things when we clean ourselves from the heavy loaded indoctrinations. Because I'm telling you, we we need to clean ourselves so that we can have those powers back. And I stand on that. I stand on it. I do know something's going to happen, and it's going to be terrible on somebody's end and not terrible on the other people's hand. I I believe that when you clean yourself and think outside of the doctrine that was given to you, you begin to really understand who you are. Psychiatrists and psychologists cannot tell you who you are. They're trained to provide you with information that sounds good or tastes good, like the apple that Eve had. They can't tell you who you are. The only way you're going to know who you truly are is if you wash yourself and do away with what you were indoctrinated with religiously. Because we went from being spiritual, which is very natural to the earth, to religion. And last I checked, etymology of religion, it means to hold, keep back, and restrain. That's what religion means.
But Sister
It
Betty,
means,
the
go
only
look at
thing about that is,
religio.
yeah,
Religio comes from the word to hold, keep back, and restrain. I'll be
Sister,
damned if
Sister Betty,
niggas, I'm not finished. I'll be damned if niggas ain't held, kept back, and restrained. That's for a reason, to prevent former powers. And people are not seeing that. I don't believe in, personally, doing back evil. It's going to happen naturally. And if I be the one to do it, so be it. I say this. Yes, I think you should be scared of me and wary of me. Because when the time comes for everything that destroyed this earth to be destroyed, it ain't going to be shit that they could do. So that's what we got to wait for. Everything natural on this
yeah,
earth has been destroyed.
I
I
understand
mean,
exactly.
why would God put why would God put antibiotics in animals and then so people can eat them? That's not a godly thing to do. That's a man-human thing to do. That's a negative thing to do. Are animals not natural? Are they natural? So why are you injecting them with chemicals and feeding them to people? That's not natural. So that's why I said the people in power are not the God to give you your power. So stop looking to them for power. Your power comes from, it will come naturally. So I say just wait on it. But you only way you're going to get it is if you clean yourself and start learning your inner self, and you will get those powers back. I mean, there was powers from what I hear where you could just look at somebody and they fucking drop dead instantly. But y'all got it.
I just want to add one thing about the natural part. It's like the difference between and what you're saying about injecting animals. Same with plants and vegetables. The difference between growing your own food and like having a pepper or a tomato from your backyard, it tastes way different than what these injected vegetables we get from the grocery store. Like that's almost the difference between tapping into the spiritual and having the fruit from the yard.
See Moses. I'm gonna put you on to something because my people just called me up about this. The difference between that is you got to know the difference between what's a GMO seed and what's actually a natural seed. Because now they didn't manipulated the system to the point now where stores that like they actually got GMO seeds. So you can't just go to the stores and any average store and actually buy seeds or actually even go to the seeds that's actually around certain areas because they spray pesticides on a lot of things. And see, this is why I still have the connection, and this is why I still communicate with people in my family that actually still got land. Because my family that got land would tell me, like, yeah, you think that you growing it, but do you know for a fact is that is not GMO or not? And see, that's when you gotta do the investigation. That's when you gotta do the research. Because a lot of stuff they didn't genetically modified almost every single thing. Because if you even Google right now, well, they got it on Google, which you gotta go further than that most of the time. But on Google, they actually got the seed vault. They actually got the Doomsday seed vault right there in Antarctica where they collected every last natural seed plant off this earth.
But that's an easy fix. I hear you loud and clear. I'm doing the research to find out what's a non-GMO seed versus a natural seed.
Yeah, you gotta know that. You can't just go to the store and just think that, oh, just because you actually got seeds and you can plant it, even it's gonna still grow. It's still gonna grow naturally, but at the same time, it's still gonna have those genetified chemicals in it.
Yeah, that's why you gotta take what you gotta take. You can also ground yourself. You know what I'm saying? And real good soil. You could buy some grounding shoes to connect back to the earth. The way that you know that this is how you develop your powers, right? And this is how you know you got your powers. If it's something called synchronicities, right? So you know how you hear about an apple, but then you look up, it's an advertisement for an apple. You know, you'd be like, that's a hell of a coincidence. We were just talking about that. Like earlier, somebody dropped the video. Kapagatas was talking about a video selling witch trials, and the brother came on there, right? That's a clear sign. Her powers are activated. You know what I'm saying? And then you're connected to the mountains too. When you get to the mountains, you can charge your crystals there. This how you know you're activated. If you see a whole bunch of synchronicities, you understand? You could be sitting down somewhere, right? You could be thinking about a boat. You look up, it's somebody on a damn boat. You know what I'm saying? That's synchronicity, and that's showing that you're connected. You're connected to the universal etheric force of the world. And these plants, and they get filled with the sun, and you eat the plants and the fruits, and you get the sun's power. And so you could produce the sun's power and spread the light within us, because we're light beings. That's why we build pyramids to get closer to the sun. And but when we get that power and we share it, it brings out life. When the sun goes out, everybody go back in the house. Nobody's around. When the sun comes out, everybody comes around, right?
Yeah, but Jersey, I'm gonna tell you,
I'm
Jersey,
gonna lay right here.
can
I'm
I say
gonna lay
this,
right here. I'm
yo?
gonna lay right here. I'm gonna lay right here. Yeah, I'm gonna lay right here though. So I don't know if he went out or I went out, but damn, I almost forgot what I was about to say. So so what you have to master, you have to practice and master your skills and your powers. This is not something that you just wake up and you just walk outside, shoot fireballs out of nowhere. No. People that have these powers, spiritual sense of smell, spiritual sense of healing, spiritual sense of this or that, or whatever the case may be. They have to practice and master these things. This is not something, and you have teachers, right, that can show you how to practice and master your joint, or you can teach yourself, either or. You see, these things are still around, but we gotta recognize that though. We can't stop thinking
Hey
that they're
Jersey, let
not
me tell you
around.
something
Go
that
ahead, you
you
got it.
might don't even know. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna let you get it, Jeremiah, but I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let Jeremiah get it now. But Jersey, I'm gonna come back and respond to what you just said about somebody teaching you. But go ahead, Jeremiah.
Nowadays, the sun, we don't even know for a fact is if the sun is actually real nowadays because they didn't put so much technology out here, but they didn't sent things up there. Whereas though is that the sun ain't even doing what it's supposed to do no more. I actually watched the whole documentary on this the other day, and I was like, wow, these people actually starting to manipulate the sun, and that's why I be like, how come I don't even? Because I remember this, like how Sister Bethany was talking about having like flashbacks and stuff like that. I remember when I was young, right? I could actually go outside and be in the sun for a long period of time. Now, if I sit in the sun longer than like 15 to 20 minutes, I feel like a white person. I feel like I'm getting burned.
Well,
Like seriously.
I could say this. They are doing unnatural things. That's why I said the unnatural people are the ones that have to go. Because anytime you have to manipulate the sun, the sun is there if it's real, if it's a real object. I'm still having issues with that, with the sun and the moon. I'm having real issues with that. For real, because the only time I ever learned of sun and moon is from the Bible. And that's again their book. Did these people put it there? I don't believe that it's out there. I don't. I don't believe in the stars. I think they're cameras because they flash like cameras. They you call them twinkle. I call them flashes for watching when their time is up. That's I believe. I don't know why I believe that. I don't know why, and I can't stop believing it. I believe all those stars that you think that are stars out there. I don't believe they're stars. I think they're cameras, and they give you a little fairy um they give you these little fairy tale songs. Twinkle twinkle little star. There's to them teaching their people of the things that they're working on and doing. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I believe they're cameras watching from when they're about to lose their power. I believe they probably put the sun out there so they can survive because it's their book
Exactly,
on
Sister
how they're
Bethany, you
created.
right.
I don't think we needed that.
You
I
right,
don't.
Sister Bethany, because when I go to like my cousin told me to go down to Ocean City the other day, I was like, no, I'm not sitting out in the sun like that. Cause I know
Right.
how it affect me. I know how it affect me. And I'm sitting there telling them. And I still chose to go. So I was like, man, let me go down here with some long sleeve stuff on because at the same time is I know how it's gonna affect me.
I
Because
don't know.
all the lotion and all them chemicals that they put in all products, I'm like, watch when I go down there, I'm gonna feel it. Man, I sit there and watch white people sit in the sun all day long and they talking about they burn easily. I'm like,
And
they
I
manipulated
I never
this
had
shit.
I never had food allergies as a kid. What the hell is that? Why would you have a food allergy? Are you eating something you're not supposed to eat? I never had that when I was a kid. Some little pussy wellow things that you used to blow. Now little kids can't play with that. You know, I remember those back in the 70s when I was little. Those little things we used to blow them and make a wish.
Sister
Now you can't
Betty,
use them
my daughter,
shits.
Sister
And now you
Betty,
can't play with them shits because they give you asthma and all this other stuff. We
Sister
never
Betty,
were
my
affected
daughter is
by it.
allergic to my daughter allergic to eggs, milk, soy, and peanuts. Man, I told these people at social service, I said, don't you know that's in every last product that people eat? So what the world do y'all feed her? I'm sitting there like, I'm at the store. I gotta sit there and read all the ingredients. I'm sitting there like, so you mean to tell me that that's
But there
crazy?
are a lot of people that don't, that can't have.
I believe these people are evil and they're doing things to keep themselves alive, because I don't think that they're supposed to be alive, and I think they're coming to their wits of them staying alive. I don't believe that sun is a natural sun. I don't believe that moon's a natural moon. I don't believe the stars are stars. I think they're fucking cameras, because whatever's coming, it's coming to remove them.
But why would they, if they are so powerful, why would they put something so unnatural in the sky like that? I don't think.
But that's what I
the
think.
sun is a beautiful thing. I love the sun.
Well, I that's the thing. I don't think that they're powerful as you think they are.
So they're,
I
yeah. So
think
they're
that
giving them
I
more
don't.
credit. I'm not giving them that credit. I don't think they can tap into.
Because we're going by their stories. They're telling us the sun is 93 million miles away, and they get that through civics. See, that's science. No.
Well, according to Santos,
I don't believe it.
Well, according to Santos, there's 3 suns and there's 2 or 3 moons, right? And see, the way I talk, I'm not limiting myself to nothing. All information is going to be considered. It is, and this is see, this is how you're going to grow. This is how you're going to grow in all aspects of life. When you just say, all right, I'm gonna be open to damn near all information. If the shoe don't fit, I ain't gonna wear it. If the outfit don't fit, I ain't gonna wear it. If I'm gonna eat the meat, spit out the bones. This is how you gonna excel. You see what I'm saying? There might be 3 suns. I use astrology. I use Vedic astrology. We actually read. We actually have equipment that reads the alignments of the stars and degrees in which they turn to make not only predictions but accurate what's it called, readings on who you are, where you're going, how you've been. We can see inside your chart if you're allergic to certain things or not. I can see inside Jeremiah's daughter's chart if she's allergic to certain stuff or not. I can see that right in her chart easily. But that will only be real if the stars is real. That's the only way I could do that. If the stars didn't exist, I would not be able to read these things. Again, there's something called, what is it called? It's called
But you really believe they're stars? Because who named them stars? They did. We don't know if they're stars.
Well, even if
Bright Modizi and Chief Kakoma.
even if they named them whatever they named them, look, the thing I'm reading, it could say Wisha Rasharusha, right? And I'm looking at Wisha Rasharusha to see if Wisha Rasharusha is taller, smaller, skinny, or a certain color. That's it. Again, there's something called cell salts. Look up something called cell salts if y'all want to. Zodiac cell salts. When you look up zodiac cell salts, everybody that was born at a certain specific time has a certain element that they got to do. They got to
get a
do their
mic
whole
check?
life. You good. I'm almost done. I'm about to land. So when you look up cell salts, everybody that was born at a certain time, right? They have a certain element that they deal with. If you are Aries, you're gonna have a head problem somewhere, either mentally or physically. If you're a Capricorn, you're gonna have knee problems or leg problems at some point. I can go down the list of all this stuff, and they have products to heal that, right? So if that stuff is, and that stuff has been tested to be real, science does not they don't say metaphysics is real and they don't say astrology is real. But when it comes to cell salts, there's a book called I'm gonna just land. I'll be too long with me. I got it, man.
Hey, Light Man, dog, you cooking. That man, Light Man, cooking. That man is cooking, dog.
Light Man. All right, go ahead, Bright Mo, and then after him go Chief Kokomo. After Bright Mo DZ, because he's been up here, then it's Chief Kokomo.
I only came up to say a few words. I've been listening for a minute.
I just want to say something right quick because I'm at work. It's loud as shit over here. I'm gonna have to jump off of here and get in the back and join the show again. But I heard somebody say something about the sun, how hot it is. I thought it was just me. Y'all elaborate on that more, because this is a different fucking sun. This bitch is hot.
That's what I actually came on to talk. That was one of the things. If you understand the Aquarian age, that's the age that we just entered, maybe a couple years ago. If you understand the Aquarian sign, it's the sign of information. The sun is giving off more of a radiation, so you can download you and any living thing on this earth, including the earth, can download the information. If your body is toxic, you most likely not surviving under this sun that we're entering into, or that we are in now. So that's something that you definitely want to cleanse your body and drink a lot of um, electrified water, if you understand what I mean by that, and fruits and veggies. Um, the Bible, that's about your lower and higher self. That's about you. All those little allegorical stories and all the little shit that they name off, they ain't nothing but you fighting yourself, trying to become better. That's the Jesus, that's the devil that you have to worry about. The good and evil in yourself. Um, Align your chakras. That'll help you. It's more I got to talk about, Sister Bethy, but I can't because I'm at work too. But I definitely had to throw those in there just so people can get hip to it and understand that. I love you, Sister Bethy. Like, man, my dog always. Jeremiah, keep your head up, my boy. I get at y'all.
Bright mode.
We'll be back tomorrow for
Here,
part two because
here.
part two. We'll be back tomorrow for part two because part two is hot, stinky, and funky. But I'm not going yet. So who? Oh, I before you go, Jersey, go on with your rant. I said I was gonna get back to you. You said that you could help people get their powers. I was like, back. I'm like, I don't think you can help anybody find their powers because there are specific beings that are going to get those powers back. And you are not going to be the one to be able to tell them. You're not. It will only come from that supreme being. And people have certain abilities that come and go and they don't understand them. And then they're afraid to talk about them. They are afraid. And I really believe that there are just specific beings. Each person, I think the more you study within yourself, the more you're going to learn about what your role is going to be. And you're not going to be able to tell anybody because they're not going to understand what you're talking about. They're going to think you're talking how serious it is. They're going to think you're talking in another language. Seriously, that's how powerful that it's going to be. That when you try to attempt to tell somebody what you learned and your powers that you gained, they're not going to understand you because they're going to think you're speaking in another language. That's how serious this shit is. And you can only get that directly from the person that took it away from you. And I say that these devils figured out how to suppress those superior beings, because if we are the gods that were here and always here, gods have power and it's going to come back. And I think that shit takes place at birth. There is a ritual at birth that the doctor seems to do to every damn baby.
Hey, Sister Bethy, Sister Bethy, I agree with you totally. I got a cousin. He the smartest dude in the world. He wrote 2 books. He actually went to the best colleges. Man, this man actually was born without no sweat glands. So even after he done did all that, right? After my ex girl got killed when I was outside on the street, I ran into him. This man outside on the street pouring water on him to keep his body cool. You know how they say like pigs actually can't sweat? Like my cousin literally, when the temperature get over 90 degrees, he actually can't survive outside. I was like, wow, how in the world a type of gene like that get in him? Like he literally got to pour water on his body if it get over 90 degrees. And scientists, and we didn't look this up in our family. It's only a small percentage of people that's born like him. And I'm like, this was the most craziest stuff that I seen in my life when it came down at my cousin. Like literally.
I
Like
think things like that are effects of what was done to you at birth. They're the side effects. And no one talks about it. I mean, why are you rushing to give newborn, brand new, natural baby all these okie dokies when they're first born? What are you holding back? We don't have a recording history of taking vaccines in our culture. They were imposed on us. Prior to European invasion over here, wasn't no ancestors giving nobody no vaccine. No, nothing. None of that was going on here. Those are things that was imposed. It's like everything that you're standing on was imposed on you. The Bible. Oh, you got to get this shot, that shot. I'm not from your country. I did not. Why are you giving me these? Look at how many babies across these states with autism. That was something that didn't even exist. It was a particular year that these babies came out with autism, including Trump's son. So how old is Trump's son? That last baby? How old is he? I think he was born in 2000. All these babies born in 2000 with this one specific sickness. Autism. No other heavy recording time in history. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. And these evil powers I'm just waiting for my role in it. And getting rid of them. It's terrible. So I'm standing on it, and I'm not reading any more books that were given to us from foreigners because it messes up what we're really supposed to be doing. I got to think outside the box. Don't give me no Bible scriptures. You use it, because if it works for you, it does not work for me. It doesn't. Whatever works for you, keep it to yourself. You're distracting what I'm supposed to be doing here. It's a distraction for me. But y'all got it.
And that's exactly why. Hey, hold up, yo. Hold up. This is why I'm on attack mode with all these celebrities. And if somebody actually got an outside opinion about it, because I know me and Cut got into it about, oh, I ain't got my stuff together. But at the same time I got my stuff together enough to know for a fact is that these people is influencing our kids. These people is influencing the next generation. So if I get a chance to go up on these podcasts and talk to these people, no matter how they gonna take how I talk, I'm gonna put them in their place on every single level that I can, out of everything that I got in me, to convince the people that's listening that these people is fucked up. I went at that with Judge Joe Brown. I went at that with any celebrity that stepped up. I went on Carmelo because I talked to Carmelo too. Because Melo know for a fact is that's why he actually left out of the game, because he from Baltimore. He know how this game go. But he just try to play his lower position. And I told him, yo, you can't just do that either, because at the same time is you actually, it's people that's actually looking for the real information. Because the celebrities is going to be the ones that inspire the kids. They the ones who got to ask. They the ones that people got to go at. Like, yeah, we can talk back and forth because we are on a regular level. But these people, they the ones who actually need to be pushing the stuff that we talking about. But they kind of scared because they don't want to mess up their money. But it's some out there that it's like, yo, like they done fucked me over to the point where so is that it don't even matter no more. Cause I know for a fact is I did this and I did that, and my kids and my foundation gonna be good even if something happened to me.
Well, the one thing I know, and then you could take it, Jersey. The one thing I do know is I really thought I was alone with this thought about thinking outside the box. Brother Sanchez thinks outside the box. I think outside the box. I don't use inserting biblical books in my natural thinking is a distraction and a holdback and a setback for me. Now I'm at the point where, okay, I'm ready and I'm just waiting. Now I have to wait because now I understand who I am and I understand what my purpose is. My purpose is not coming from European powers. It's not. And I thought I was the only one who thought like this until I started speaking to people from other countries that feel the same way. It's going to end soon.
Okay.
You got it, Jersey.
Okay. So has anybody? Well, I'm not even gonna ask a question. I'm gonna just say it like this. There are certain studies that tell you that can help you discover what you might be good at. Astrology is one. Numerology is two. There's also a study called human design. I don't know if you ever heard of human design, right? If you get a real good masterful reader from any of these three studies, they can help you find out what you might be good at in your career and all these other type of things. Now, as far as this wave of powers that might pass through us, I'll give y'all this, right? So the Etruscans, which were the descendants of Atlanteans, they came up with a word for 20-year gaps. I forgot what the word is, but there's a 20-year gap. But in this book called The Fourth Turning, they call it turnings, right? So in these turnings, right, you got 20 years. For every turning, there's a 20 year. The first turning is usually the most peaceful one. The second turning, it start getting a little shaky. The third turning, which is the 60th year, it start getting hectic. And the fourth turning, wars, all type of hell start breaking out, apocalypse, all that stuff. That's the fourth turning, right? Right now, according to this book written by a man named Bill something, I don't know, he gives you all the patterns and all the calculations to come up with the proof that we are in something called the fourth turning, right? And right around 2033, there's going to be a shift going back to the first turning, which is the most peaceful era in time. You understand? So if you do 80 years before this, it was more peaceful. What's 80 years before this? We're in 2024. 80 years before that is I don't know, 19 I don't know, right? But right around that time, it was peaceful. Then it started getting crazy after 20 years passed, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if you're looking for some power wave to come through, it's most likely going to happen either at the Great Cataclysm around 2033 or in the beginning after the Great Cataclysm 2033. Just to bet that you were right about the blood types and how people don't get along. I'm O negative. O negative people, they stand out. They don't get along with nobody. A1 is O negative. There's a lot of people I know that's O negative. They don't get along with nobody. You know what I'm saying? They get shunned out. They don't fit in with nobody. They don't fit in with anybody. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, right? So,
Okay,
this
I'm
thing.
gonna
Hold
say
on, wait.
this.
Let me say
Our,
this real quick. I was gonna land. The dude said that we go into the Aquarian age, or he said it's already here. Before any age happens, the previous age has to be destroyed, right? During Moses' time, that was the age of the Taurus. But before that was the age of Aries, right? God was calling himself the great I am. The Aries, the slogan for Aries is I am. You know what I'm saying? But what was going on was everything that resembled a ram or a sheep or whatever was being killed. And during Moses' time, everything before it went into the Piscean or whatever era that came after that, everything that resembled a bull was being killed and sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking about biblical, though. All around the world, these things will happen. I know I just got to give up the mic, so I can't get it all. But so before the Piscean age ends, a lot of fish has to die, right? A lot of spirituality, monotheism, which is the belief and worship of one God, that has to die. A lot of things have to go before the Aquarian age, which is going to be ruled by women. It's going to be a lot of smoke. It's going to be a lot of information age. Like the dude said, it's about information. No, it's an information age, like the internet. A lot of that is about to come through. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be crazy around this month. It's going to be because Aquarius ruled by Saturn. Man, let me just. I wish I could
Okay.
get it off, but
I respect your belief. I respect it.
I could back it up.
Okay. I'm saying I respect your belief. I do. And because I have to respect it because I want you to respect mine. But I don't believe it. I literally said no books can tell me my purpose. I know my purpose. And my purpose and my position is not for me to tell anyone. I receive my instruction. My job is to sit and wait. See, this is what happens when you go outside the book. I don't need help or support from nobody to help me with my career and stuff. As far as I'm concerned, I'm in my economic career and I'm at peace with it. Okay? But my actual purpose and what I have to do to partake in the destruction of this evil is not for everybody's ears. And when you think outside the box without using support books, I don't need support books. I don't. When you're literally ready to get back in the position you were in spiritually, naturally, and to receive what you're supposed to receive, nobody can give you instruction. Your job, and you're going to learn this too, is at the time you're supposed to take your action, you're going to take it, and nobody's going to be able to do anything. I understand my purpose, and I know what I have to do, and I know what I will have to do to partake in the destruction, and I'm at peace with it. So all I can do now is wait until I am given the order to destroy.
And Sister Bethany, you are so right. And that's what I told these people at social service. I
That's
said,
how that
y'all want to
goes.
go off a y'all want to go off a book. Y'all want to go off a pamphlet on how to raise my child. My child is not based on what y'all actually read inside of that book, because people was raised different type of ways, and people gonna come out different ways either way. Even if you actually even go off that book, that child can actually present that book, and that child can go a different type of way. It's about the instructions that you actually present to your child, and the instructions when it comes that out of your mouth, and how you carry yourself and how you conduct yourself. If you
When
giving your
it's
child
time,
that positive
Jeremy, when
energy,
it's time,
that
when it's
debunk
time,
that book.
when it's time to take your position back with the positive God, the real God, not the fake ones they created, you're going to know. And that's what I'm waiting for. Not this God that they have. No. They're given their time to rule. But when
Yeah,
the
because a
real
book can
God,
easily be
when the real
debunked.
God gets ready to say, all right, it's time, it's a wrap. And I'm not the only one. There's millions of me.
Yeah.
There's
The
millions of
definition.
me that went and understood and know that they need to wait. We done already been through every trial and tribulation on this earth.
Exactly.
We've already went through it.
Exactly.
Now we're not going to turn to it and stick with it. Those that remove themselves understand that they have another job. And my job, I'm going to wait until it's the right time. No book, nobody's fucking support book, nobody's Bible. I don't need none of that. I don't. Curse be those people. Don't. If I got to respect your beliefs, you got to respect mine. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for my time to do what I'm supposed to do, and I will get my orders. And you only get those orders when you think outside the box and you learn who you really are. Ain't no fucking body can tell you who you are but the person that put you here. I've been here before, and everybody's been here before. But now I understand myself at a way much higher level than I did all my life. And I'm waiting.
Yep.
I'm waiting.
Hold on,
Jeremy. I'm really ready.
Jeremiah. Hold on, Jeremiah. Let me respond to him, Jeremiah.
Yo, let me express this, yo. Let me express this,
you already
yo.
expressed
I'm serious.
yourself.
Your books and your Bibles, I'm saying curse.
I'm not talking about the Bible no more. But I'm not talking about the Bible.
No,
or nobody's reference book.
All right, let me mute up. Let me mute up.
She's totally right. She's totally right. And you know what? The thing about me is I'm willing to sacrifice my own fucking life for my own word. And not motherfucking relying on no motherfucking book. Because they threw the book at me a whole bunch of times when it's involved in my situation. And I brought up my family genealogy. I brought up everything to these people. And they're like, oh, you going against the book. Oh, you actually just bowed and actually said something when it's in the court of law that you're supposed to go about the book. But you know for a fact is you're not even going by the book because you actually took in and you took out of the book. And that book already told you, what I posted in the chat, that you're not supposed to take in and you're not supposed to take out of the book. So even if you swear to God on that book, you already took in and took out of it. So you already created a violation of your own book. See, this is the problem. With their system, they don't really want to hear people say that because that's the truth. They can't stand on the truth because they all surrounded around a whole bunch of lies. So when a person actually comes to court with the truth and they actually come to this constitution with the truth, they come to this government with the truth, they go to the United Nations with the truth, which I told Turtle Gang, nigga, I would shut you motherfucking down in the United Nations, nigga. You motherfucking claiming
What I'm talking about, Jeremy, is beyond all that. What I'm talking about, Jeremy, what I'm talking about is beyond all that. It ain't got nothing to do with the court systems, United Nations, or nothing. What I'm talking about is outside of this world. And just like they're watching, supposedly up there with their little cameras, fine, so be it. You're not going to see it coming. I mean, you could go to sleep tonight. This is how fucking scary it is. You can go to sleep tonight and then wake up and all this shit is gone. What exists today is just gone. And we'll be like, we were somewhere before. You're going to think it's deja vu. That's how serious it is. You're going to think it's deja vu. Nope. Because you were in another life. And what I think is we are existing in that life, and it's just going to be so immaculate that you can't explain it. All you're going to say is deja vu. That's how I see how serious it is. Because I believe in deja vu. I believe in that.
Deja vu is remembering the future, right? And the
I had
Bhagavad Gita
deja
talks
vu
about.
every
Wait, hold
time I go to
on.
work.
Jeremiah, can I please get it, bro? I let you talk. Can I talk? Thank you. Deja vu is remembering the future. When we talk about karma and living past lives, the Bhagavad Gita talks about that. What is the Bhagavad Gita, Alan? Oops, I said my government. What's the Bhagavad Gita like, man? Right? The Bhagavad Gita is the Hindu book, right? That talks about chakras and all that stuff, which come from the Mayan, the Olmecs, which are the ancestors of the nations, the tribes or clans or whatever. I know we're not tribes or clans or whatever. I'm done with the semantics. Yoga goes back to yoga. Kundalini, Mayan word, goes back to Kundalini, right? Chakra goes back to chakala. It's all Mayan stuff, right? You are living your purpose already. Everybody here in the chat and on the panel is living a purpose already, and you have to envelop it even more. You have a choice.
I don't believe it.
Wait. Of course, there might be greater and different things that you may do in this lifetime, right? And I hope it wasn't ignored from what I said about the lifetimes and karma that you inherit from the past life, which comes from the Bhagavad Gita. I'm
Okay,
adding
there's your
on.
belief.
Wait.
I mean, I
I'm
respect
putting
you. I
perspective.
respect what you
Hold on,
believe.
sister Beth, hold on. Listen, what's name didn't even finish breaking down what he's breaking down. I can show literature, pottery, pictures, all type of stuff what Bro Sanchez is talking about, right? But here's the thing though. We have to understand something. It's not about you believe in me. We are living our purpose. We just gotta change our choices and develop them quicker. You can do that. There's
I
remedies for
don't
that.
believe that, bro.
What you mean? I can show you.
I don't believe it. I think we're living our punishment. That's what I do believe. And I believe that it's going to be one of them situations where we wake up and be like, damn, I had a dream. I'm serious. I do. But I do believe that there's going to be some destruction. I do. And
What's your
that
proof?
destruction is going to be that destruction. It's within me. That's my proof. It's what I learned. It's what I learned within me. I don't go by other people's books and predictions of the future. That's their shit. More power to them. I think outside on how the United States education system teaches you to research. I search outside of that box. I don't use the tools that they give for researching and determining fact and fiction. I think outside of that. If I use their methods, then that means I'm stuck where they are. So I don't do it. I use it for
Cause
daily
everything,
work. I use it for daily
Sister
work
Betsy,
to do my job and to do other things. But when it comes to my personal, when I'm in my shell and in my meditation, I don't use their tools. It's outside.
Yeah. Sister
Wait,
Betsy, you're right because
what?
everything that they say is backwards. Like
I don't
when they
believe. I
say
don't believe in them. I don't
like
believe
when
in
they
them.
say like everything that they say dark, that means really light. Like every single word that they actually
All right,
even
these
use
people are.
against you
They're not
is
my
all
God.
in backwards.
Right?
It's
They're not my
backwards.
God, and
Like,
I
oh,
don't
they say you
worship
came
them.
from Africa, but you really from America. They use all different type of tactics to use it against you, but you don't even know for a fact is that it's being used against you. Because the Senegalese Island people actually showed this in real time in fucking the 2000s. These people went over there to their island with the fucking Indians that was the people, the Hicknustan people that was dark skinned and went over there and thought that they was going to come over there and take their island the same way they did America. But what they failed to find out was that, yeah, you can come over here, but at the same time, these people already noticed the airplanes in the sky and attacked them even before they even touched the land. This is in the 2000s. This is not past. This is not 1492. These people actually did this in the 2000s. So this is up-to-date information that show you that this is the same thing that they do and repeat.
Okay.
This is how they take over people's lands. They showed that and repeat on camera. And I'm talking about HD now. Now we got this in HD. So now they actually physically show how they really went over there. And they actually thought that they was gonna come over there and take these people's land, and these people wouldn't even let them get an inch. They invited that one little Chinese dude over there, but they ain't find him. Like them people invited them into their tribe over there on that island, but then they ain't find him. But everybody else fled. Them pale faces left that dude over there. And then they came up with a big story.
The only thing these people in power right now can do to me is kill me or make me poor. That's it. And if that's all they got, they ain't shit. That's why I think out and I just wait. All I have to do, I don't have to threaten nobody or none of that shit. You just sit back and watch. Because when people do shit to you, when you get in your right place, all you have to do And you don't have to go back after somebody. You don't. All you have to do is sit for everything they've done to you. All you have to do is sit back, silence yourself, and just watch everything
Hey,
that was
Sister
done to
Bessie.
you. It will
Hold
be
on,
it's
Jeremiah.
done. All you
Jeremiah,
do,
hold on.
literally, all you have to do is sit back and watch. I don't have to threaten
You're
nobody. I don't got to kill nobody. I don't got to do none of that shit. All the evil that's when you think outside the box of everything they put in your head and you learn, okay. And when you really learn yourself, and I'm talking about really, I don't think you'll know it until you get out of other people's fucking theories. Okay? I don't fuck with theories. I fuck with facts. And when you look within yourself, you see the facts. And all you got to do, and I'm telling you, all you got to do is just sit back just like this and watch everything they said they're going to do to you happen to them. You're going to be like, oh my God. The very thing they did to you is already done to them. You just got to sit back and watch. I'm serious. And I literally see this shit. I'm like, and I know this
They be
motherfucker or
falling
this
like
bitch
dominoes.
hate me.
They be
You just
falling,
know it.
they
And
be
that's
falling
it.
like
Jeremiah, hold
dominoes.
on.
I'm
Let him
serious.
finish.
They be falling
Jeremiah,
like
let him finish.
dominoes.
Come on. Damn, bro.
I'm serious. You
Yo,
do not.
let
You
her
don't have to
finish.
threaten
Or
nobody's
let me
life.
go because
And I'm serious. You don't have to threaten nobody's life. None of that. You're not going to do nothing evil to nobody. Your job, when you look outside the box, you're going to find the same shit I found. And that is literally just sitting back like this and watching. Be like, well, I'll be goddamn. Last week, this bitch really tried it. Now look at what's happening.
Exactly.
And don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't get involved. Just move out the way and let the forces do what it's supposed to do naturally. Seriously.
okay.
And I mean that shit. I stand on that till death.
All right. So
I'm
That
serious.
is most
I'm
definitely
serious.
100.
I don't need
That's
no.
100.
I don't need. Hold up, Jeremiah.
That's 100.
I don't
What you
need
mean?
nobody's
No,
book,
that's
nobody's
100.
encouragement. I don't need nobody's
That's
book,
100.
nobody's encouragement, nobody's what do you call it?
Yeah. Cause I was
Zodiac
homeless. I
shit.
know
I don't
this.
need
This is
none of
most
that.
definitely.
You don't need none of
Okay,
that.
hold
Hell
on.
yeah, you can't
When
take
you
you
learn,
can't take nothing
when you
back from
learn,
me. Cause I got survival skills.
hang on,
Once I
hold on,
once
Jeremy. I have to put you. I gotta silence you, bro. When I tell you, when you learn your power, you literally learn your power. You literally learn your power. You don't have to do nothing. You do not have to exercise evil. I tell you, when you learn your power in your role, in your position, supernatural. I'm talking about some supernatural shit. You know your supernatural powers have been instilled and restored in you because you ain't got to do nothing. Just make the best way, and y'all know this, the best way, and this is some true shit, to make your enemy, the best position to have your enemy in is to let them think they won. And you just sit back and watch. That's some real supernatural shit. You ain't got to threaten nobody. No matter how evil they are to you, just sit back and watch and just accept, say, okay.
Okay, so
Give them a thumbs up. Just like that. All right, cool.
So the best way to actually, when you sit back and watch, is to meditate in a dark, very dark room. And you don't gotta meditate. You could actually just sit down and you go inside a closet. The closet is usually the darkest place. A bathroom is dark. Anywhere it's dark is going to increase your neuromelanin. The more your neuromelanin increases, the more closer you get to you tap into universal power. This is a fact, and you tap into your ancestors and all that stuff too. When you
That
go to
might work
sleep,
for you, but it might not work for everybody. Boo boo.
okay. if it may or may not work for anybody, that what happens is the stuff that I'm saying came from a book called A Person. Everything that you're saying, everything I'm saying right now is a book. People record what we're saying and they can write it down and they learn from it. And
Let them record what I just said today. It's gonna fuck them up.
Exactly, and that's a book, and that's a book. Don't forget that, Sister Beth. You are a
let them
book, and I
record
am
it.
a book.
Let them record what I'm saying. It's gonna fuck them all up.
You said you don't listen to books.
I
but
don't.
You yourself are a book. I am a book. We are being recorded, and we can record. We can actually write it down what we're saying.
I'm not. I don't think I'm a book, baby.
Hold on. If I can read you like a book, right?
No, you can't.
I can read you like a book. Hold on. Listen to me. It may not work for you, right? But you don't know until you even try. You said sit back and watch. I'm telling you how to sit back and watch. I'm saying that.
I don't need you to tell me how to do that, though, Jersey.
Wait.
I don't even need your help, to be honest. I'm just keeping it a buck.
What I'm saying, I'm not okay. Then I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the crowd.
No, I'm respecting you, though. I respect your beliefs.
I'm respecting you and your beliefs. All I'm doing is adding to it. All I'm saying is if they do sit back and watch, they can do it inside a closet where it's darker to increase their normality, attack with it, incest and stuff like that. You don't have to be against everything I say. I ain't against everything that you say. Right?
Right.
Am I wrong?
No. You're not wrong. You hit your mic.
Listen, it's real
Now
simple.
I can hear you.
Yeah, it's real simple, right? People learn from each other. They could. I'm not saying you have to depend on somebody to get activated or anything like that. I said I can activate you. And then I also said you can find out yourself. There is no contention. You don't have to continuously say, I'm trying to promote the Bible and this, that, third. I mentioned numerology. I mentioned human design. I mentioned astrology. Then you said zodiacs and stuff like that. Some people might find it through that. Why we got to cut people off on certain things? That's crazy. We don't have to gatekeep. Now, for you, I'm not pressing this to you. But I'm not going to gatekeep no information that can, I'm going to give people as much options they could so they can choose what they want to do. It might work for them. Different strokes for different folks, to each his own, right? I don't see nothing wrong in what I'm saying. And look, that's my personal opinion. I could drop some crazy information, but if I do that, it's going to get pushed back. That's why I got to suppress myself. Y'all got it.
No, this is this is why we're here to talk about this. But there's a part 2 that's going to be tomorrow. And today was the opening point. Tomorrow, it's going to be hot, stinky, and funky. I can tell you right now. It's going to be hot, stinky, and funky tomorrow. And people will probably be scared. But I don't care. Tomorrow is part 2. And all hands down. It goes down tomorrow night. But I love you, Jersey. And I love you, Jeremy. I do. I love y'all in the chat.
I put
Everybody
my peoples onto your podcast too. I actually gave them the link and stuff like that, and I gave them the link to everybody because I'm expecting for my peoples to jump up on here because they know for a fact that's who they really is. And see, that's the people that really need to come on here, the ones that actually know for a fact that's who they is. And it's a lot of people on here that's like misconstrued about like their genealogy and stuff like that. And I'm like, I gotta get my peoples involved into these podcasts because like they need to see some real actual people that know for a fact is that they actually is from this land. Like this is
we'll
what
be live. We'll be
me
live.
about this situation.
We will be live Sunday in Hartford. Why? We'll be live. And we'll be outside. We'll be live. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm excited about it. We'll be live in Hartford Sunday. So, but I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here, love. I do. I gotta get out of here. I've been on for 3.5 hours. I don't know what time Smoke is going on, but his butt didn't respond. But I'm gonna get out of here. Tomorrow it's gonna be worse. And I hope people have an open mind. But it's gonna be hot, stinky, and funky tomorrow. Because people that is supposed to come on the piano tomorrow. That's a little deeper than me. But I'm telling you my perspective. I'm not expecting everybody to believe me. I would never enforce my thoughts on anybody. I'm just sharing it. All I'm saying is look within yourself, think outside the box. Stop using people's literature and rhetoric to come up with your purpose, because you do have a purpose. But as long as you're reading somebody else's stuff, you're being indoctrinated.
Exactly.
Your former being did not depend on books to help them get by. Trust me, books didn't come until people came here. But anyway, I gotta go. I love y'all. I gotta get on up out of here. It's a wrap. And y'all just have a wonderful and warm evening. I'm out, y'all. Bye, Jeremy.